Well, hello, everybody. As usual, in the backstage, I love watching Max's face when I drop new deepfakes. How's everybody doing? Let's start with Max, just because we've got him. How are you doing, sir? What did you think about your new intros?
Oh, how you were able to get these done so quickly is just beyond me, my friend. You have once again successfully made my entire week. So thank you for that. And congratulations on the 2000. Not only does it speak to the chat and how much support we get here, but it speaks to you as a creator on this platform and why we love your deepfakes and why we love your hot takes. So thanks for having us here tonight, brother. It's going to be a great show.
You're very welcome, and thank you for that. Thanks. And yes, Harley Dave, that was Max von Northman. That's exactly who that was. Purple, how are you doing? How did you like being a Valkyrie tonight?
That was incredible. I absolutely love that. And that one with Max running towards the camera, that's how I picture him going into the gym.
Oh my God, I know.
You're not wrong.
And we also have Nathan, a man of Manethrin, is in the house. How are you? You were represented in the Motley Crue deepfake. Did you guys get that at the end of the video? All of us, with the exception of Zaxx. And I was sweet. The shortest one. I was the shortest one to make Max feel better. So there you go.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it means a lot.
The thing is my hair, and from that video to now, has just gone from the top to the bottom. So it's all good.
Oh, how are you doing, Zaxx?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
2,000 subs. That's pretty awesome. Very special, and you're welcome for that.
Thank you. Purple, did I get to you? Sorry, the chat's been jumping on me, and I
you
didn't want to be
absolutely.
rude. Okay, all right.
Yes.
So
Congratulations.
No, sorry.
We're very proud.
Thank you. So before we get started, there was a super chat sent by our really, and I don't say slightly, a good friend, and that would be Gray of Wakazashi's Tea House. And
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Of Wakazashi's Tea House. And he sends us 555 yen because he's a magic man. He says, I can't join you live, but I'll be there in spirits. Bourbon for you, Salty. I love being part of this positive fellowship. So glad to find you all. Hail to you, Gray. I know I am. It is wonderful, the friends that I've made, including the people on this panel, and also the ones that I've made because of the people on this panel. And I love working with Gray. Even though Gray is not here, I am going to give him the first super chat of the evening. And because we're going to talk a little bit about the Northman, guess what I made for tonight's show?
I want to kill you, Philip.
That chills every time. That chills every time. So yeah,
that is so good.
Yeah, hail to you, Gray. Thank you so much for that. So, yeah, you guys. Oh my God, we're blowing it up here tonight. You guys are incredible. Let me catch up with this. But Zaxx, what's going on? I know you guys were having some flooding up there in Canada. Is everything back to the way that it should be, good sir?
It's a hellscape up here right now.
Yeah.
If hell was underwater and cold. Yeah.
So you're saying it's like Brie Larson's feet, only Canada. Is that what it is?
And probably drier than her feet.
Fair enough.
It's I can't even describe it up here. It's bad winter, then lots of rain, floods, and then the potholes are unreal. But you don't want to hear our traffic report, but it's shitty.
Yeah.
It sounds like home, to be honest.
Oh, you know what I did is I missed Nathan. I missed you, Nathan, didn't I? Because you're at the bottom of the panel. How are you doing, Nathan, man? What's going on?
I'm doing all right. Just got done celebrating my youngest's birthday. She's 11 today, so she has her Spinal Tap birthday today. And,
wow.
Life is good.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll appreciate you saying that. All the way.
Well, we're glad you made it, Nathan. Let me get to this super chat from a good friend of this channel. I know I've said it before, but the very first live stream I ever did, it was with Brightest Day in OBG 70. He sends us $2. He says, congratulations. Well, I want to work with you. Reach out to me whenever you're free, brother. You do such good work. You have such great takes. And even though your prize giveaway shows for channel members are rigged, I still like you. I have yet to win one of those. Let me give you something out of the bag of tricks.
You should have stayed dead.
So you guys, if you see people in chat, call them out for me. I don't want to miss anybody, but we've got a lot going on already with super chats coming in. So I want to shout out William 101, Blair the Blair, Brandon the anime guy, and of course Aldan. Hail to you all, my Taveran and Wolf brothers. So great to see you. We also have member anniversaries. We have Blair de Blair. It's his 1 month member anniversary, and he's been a member for 2 months of the Taveran. Did I get that right? Oh,
yeah, that's right. He upped to Taveran last week, so it's 1 month of Taveran, 2 months total.
Yeah, thank you. I get so Blair to Blair. I like seeing you on other people's channels. I think I saw you on the one of Comics' I think member streams. It's great. I look forward to getting your takes because we are going to be doing more Wheel of Time videos after the news that dropped, that I've already made 2 live shows about. So we will get into those. But we also have Kayla Dare who's in the house. Hail to you, Kaylee, another Wolf brother. So before we get into our usable show, I want to acknowledge how this channel was built. And I'm just a chimp with a mic. And really, it's you in the chat, the viewers, the people that leave comments, the people who leave thumbs up. You all make this happen. And I am so grateful and incredibly blessed. And you all inspire me to get better at making content. I first started this channel in February of 2021. The very first video I made was 47 minutes long. And it was on them. It was not about entertainment. It was actually about a political topic that YouTube doesn't like us to talk about. Needless to say, I got 3 views and wondered why the phone wasn't ringing off the hook from all of the big channels for me to come and give them advice on how to make videos. Well, here we are. And, I learned, and my second video was actually on Star Trek, and that actually got some traction. But to date, I've made 158 videos. I'm now sitting at 2,030 subs, and I have 250,000 views, and I have over 25,000 hours of watch hours. And that is thanks to everyone who is here tonight, people that are my Wolf brothers and sisters, but also those of you in chat who just drop by and even lurk, and the countless people who don't come to our live streams because of time differences or because they're offended by Canadians like Zaxx. And I'm still grateful to them. So I just wanted to acknowledge that I'm again, I am so grateful. I am so thankful. Here's to the next 1,000, and here's to everyone on this panel catching up and passing me. And that is my hope, my most sincere hope. So hail to you all.
Cheers. Congratulations.
Cheers to that.
And is this a new one, Zaxx, that we got popped up? This is from William 101. Yeah. He's been a channel member for 4 months, and he's been a Taveran for 2 months. He says 2,000 subs. Great job, all. Well, hail to you. Oh, you guys, it's amazing. So, all right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and jump into our first topic. Is there anything you all want to say? Not about me, but just in general about your YouTube experience, where you're at, anything like that before we jump on? Because I'm not good at self-promotion.
Wow, there is one more thing that is very exciting that's just come about for a lot of channels. Guys, if you have a favorite channel, check out some of their previous videos or previous streams, because now available are super thanks. So it's kind of like a super chat, but it's not for a live show. It's for a video or something that's already been recorded.
Yeah, and Purple told me about that before the show. So if you miss a live stream and you still want to give something to us, everything that is given goes straight to us as content creators. Is that correct, Purple?
That is
thought that's
correct.
what it was.
Yes,
So, yeah.
absolutely. Yes. It is very similar to what we do doing it live. It's just if somebody misses a show or if they want to send, a thanks, or if they want to send a message, that's what they can do.
Thank you. Anybody else before we press on?
I got a couple of things I want to shout out. T-shirted historian in the chat here. I've been watching his show for quite a long time on Saturdays. This Week in Geek, he's here, and Latino Slant just walked in along with Thunde Senche 150.
Nice, hell yeah.
And I have a quick story I can add too if you want. It's super fun. You're gonna love it.
Do it.
Okay. Buddy of mine makes movies here, and they're filming a movie with Hilary Swank. And so he says, "Hey, maybe you can meet Hilary Swank." And I said, "Nah, I don't think so." And I found out who else is in it, and I asked to meet that person, and that's because it's Alan Ritchson who plays Reacher. And he said, "Oh, that's weird."
Ooh.
And I said, "No, I want to meet him, not Hilary Swank." And he's like, "Yeah, no, that's weird." So I got nothing.
Well, you got a Slurpee, you got a Frosty. Let me shout out T-shirted
Slurpee.
historian. You did, yeah. Literally, his wife got him a Slurpee. So, hail to you, T-shirted historian. You do fantastic work. Hail to Polly, the Latino Slant. Also, hail to all of my Wolf brothers, and we have Anthony Peterson in the chat as well. And then, of course, Lyle Hammock. And Lyle showed up for a while for the unplanned live stream that we did earlier today. In case you haven't noticed, I've been acting rather erratic and insane, and that is because Rafe Judkins is managing to take Wheel of Time and do even more twisted evil things to it than he did in season 1. So if you haven't, check out those live videos where I talk with a bunch of other book lovers of Wheel of Time, and we cover what those changes are. Oh my God, Kaylee, hail to you. This is a $10 super chat. Thank you, my wolf sister. It's just congrats to the channel. Well, hail to you, Kaylee. Again, this is all thanks to you guys. This is thanks to those people in the chat. And then, of course, also those other creators that, we support each other. We reach out to one another. And it's a wonderful community to be part of. This one, Kaylee, is for you.
All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. There are other forces at work in this world further besides the will of evil.
There are other forces at work in this world besides the will of evil, and we're seeing it on Twitter now. I sent out a tweet the other day that I was positive was going to have me put in Guantanamo Bay, figuratively and literally, and I'm still on Twitter. So...
Yes, Twitter is having a resurgence, and it's very, very fun to see it play out. So I was going to say, evil does exist, but it's all moved over to Amazon now.
What is your take on that, Max? I know you said you haven't been on Twitter a lot this week, but you know what's going on. Have you been hearing anything anecdotally, or has it, what's your impression on what's going on?
Yeah, I never really followed the whole Elon Musk thing. I think that Twitter, for the most part, is a cancer platform, but it can be used for good. I message you guys on there. I direct message friends from all over the world. I get to see what creators are doing on there. So there is good to be done, but for the most part, I was just kind of staying out of it. But now I'm seeing this resurgence of, like, I've never seen a timeline that has been more free, if you will. And I don't really go on as much, like I said, but it is just one thing after another of people who have been brought back on from being, deleted or canceled or whatever, and other people saying things that I've been thinking for a while, but had never been able to express. And it is quite the it reminds me of at the end of The Return of the King, where everyone is at the Black Gates and they're all screaming for Frodo, and they're all, excited, and because they're like, he did it. He actually did it. So there will of course be tears from other people as well. But for the most part, I think that this is a step in the right direction.
I would agree. And your analogy leads me also to the snap and reversing it like they did in Endgame, which is an imperfect movie, but I am suddenly seeing people that I thought were long dead coming back, like Michael Caine. Michael Caine was on there, dropping some heat. I am seeing people who hold moderate views saying things that would have gotten them nuked freely in multiple times. And I laid out a doozy and I'm going to do another one. But yeah, it's funny how if we're allowed to speak our minds, the world doesn't end. That's just fascinating, you guys. Let me get to this super chat real quick. This is from a very good friend of this channel, El Dan. Hail to you, brother. It's our Aussie brother. This is a $20 Australian super chat. Says, congratulations, Salty. Love your work, mate, and hail to the merry bunch of culture warriors there. Much love you all. I mean, El Dan's a great guy. He really is. Hail to you, brother. Let me pull something out of the bag of tricks from you. Hail to you.
Now for wrath, now for ruin, and the red dawn.
You guys are so fantastic. Thank you for showing up. Hey, we've got Alasia in the chat as well. We also have a Dega Outlaw. Thank you, Eldan. That was very kind. You're a good person. But yeah, I don't know. Purple, what's your take on all that? What do you think about what's going on Twitter in general?
I think it's hilarious. I know it's a little bit of Schadenfreude, but to see these accounts absolutely melting down because a certain section of the population now has the same free speech that they had. It's great to see, and all these people saying, "That's it. I'm leaving Twitter. I'm going to Canada." Canada.
I don't want you.
Yes. Why does everybody go to Canada? I never quite understood that, but yes, very few of them I will note that have actually left Twitter. So, but I'm seeing changes already. You know, as you say, people that I haven't seen for a long time are coming back. Accounts that were locked are being unlocked, and that's great to see. And I don't know about you guys, but I've had a real kind of uptake in followers in the past 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't follow a lot of people. Like I don't, maybe 200 or whatever. And usually I'm followed by the same amount of people, but there are more people following me than I follow. And I'm like, I guess, so that's fascinating. Not that I pay a lot of attention to it, but yeah, the entire tenor of that cancerous social media platform seems to be going into remission, but we will see, Zaxx, what about you? What is your experience? What's your feeling about what's going on with this Elon Musk thing?
It feels weird to be cheering for a billionaire like that, but I definitely am.
Yeah.
I love his approach and how he goes all in, and he makes the smallest, tiniest trolling tweets, and they drive people nuts, and it's so entertaining to me. And maybe he is evil, I don't know, but he did live in Canada for a bit, so he's got my loyalty there.
Cheers.
I think it's fun, and yeah, like right wing, left wing, whatever. We're all for free speech, I think, here, and so that's what he says he's going to do, and I hope he does what he says he's going to do. Right?
I agree. And obviously, Nathan, you're not on that platform, so those of you in chat, I'm not forgetting Nathan. He just has no horse in this race. So let me get to Jaden Hamilton. Hail to you. He says, "I believe I'm going to see the Northman this Friday with my dad." Oh, I envy you seeing that movie for the first time. We are going to get into that. However, Zaxx, you're going to pull that up for me. What did I see pop up here? There it is.
Being able to see that with your dad, I think it was Jaden who just said that. Dude, what a great... Now, for me, there's a great father-son scene that is very animalistic, ritualistic, and just really fun. And I really enjoyed it. I saw it with my dad and my mom. And there's a moment that really gets to the heart of like the passing of a lineage to the young son. And so I think you guys are going to like it, man.
It was a very positive depiction of fatherhood. And for the first time in I don't know how many movies, we didn't have the bad dad trope. We had actually a really good dad who was not just a dad, but also a mentor, and who was fierce and who was tough. And it was refreshing to see, along with a lot of other elements in that movie. Let me get to Lyle
Hammock.
Thank you. I am humbled, Lyle. Once again, we're not going to go into a lot of detail on it, but we are sorry for your loss. And I'm glad to see you. I hope Mrs. Hammock and Little Hammock are doing okay. This is a $50 super chat. I'm humbled. Thank you, Lyle. He says, "Hail to all on this panel, and congratulations to Salty on 2,000 subs. Here's to many more. Also, just a heads up, Amazon is apparently releasing new footage for Ring of Power later tonight at some promo event in Brazil. Someone please get on top of that. I bet we still don't see Celebrimbor. I'm guessing that's how that tweet finished. Yep. You guys respond to that. Have you guys heard anything? First of all, Lyle, thank you. You are a good friend, and I look forward to working with you at a time that is convenient to get your feedback on Wheel of Time as well as Lord of the Rings once we start doing those videos. I'm going to give you something out of this one's for you because my friend Lyle, Max, and I would like to do this with you.
You travel light. That is handsome walk.
It's that smile. I can see that 11-year-old boy smile on that former Marine officer over there with that beard going, yeah, let's go hung some orc. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, who doesn't? You know, if you're given the opportunity and someone comes up and they go, hey, do you want to hunt some orc? You gotta say yes. You know,
who would say no? Who would say no to that?
Yeah, it's great. They are objectively bad things in like, you know, there's no redeemable qualities about them. Anyone would say, yeah, let's go hunt some orc. That sounds great.
Oh my God, you guys are on fire. A good friend of the channel, Matt, the Thad that shouldn't be, sends us a super chat for $2, says, "Are you trying to give me a stroke?" Laugh out loud. Yeah, I think Amazon's trying to do that. I kind of have been borderline having a stroke for the last 2 days dropping Wheel of Time videos. The Thad that shouldn't be worked with me along with Brahma Bull, who's in the chat, Prophet of the Dragon. Let's see who else was there. If I forgot somebody, that's okay. But we feel this passionately about this. When we get upset, when you hear the emotion on our voice, there is no faking. Things like Lord of the Rings are close to Max out, to the heart of everybody on this show. To Wheel of Time, I know it's important to Zaxx, it's important to myself and Nathan, but you know, it's just really hard because, like I've said, Wheel of Time was the proving ground of how they're going to do Lord of the Rings, and I am so convinced of it now. So, hail to you, Matt, the Thad that shouldn't be. This one is for you.
Nice. All right.
That one's from the Northman. There you go. Yeah. You can find him. You can find him. Get him under 8 seconds. Hail to you, Matt. Thanks for that so much. So you guys are on fire in the super chat. It means a lot to us. And look, we've got Snorta Poopus Q Burr. He's in the chat tonight. Hail to you. Good friend to you, Purple.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's just had a birthday as well on Monday. So happy birthday.
I was there. Go watch that stream on Purple's channel. It is a little spicy because we have Purple singing happy birthday in a very seductive way to her favorite polar bear. Go check that out. Also, of course, Punk Waddle is the fastest mod in the West. The Penguin Sheriff wouldn't be able to do this show without you. Hail to my Texas brother, Punk Waddle. Give me a second.
I just got a quick update on the Lord of the Rings thing from Brazil as well. So just had a quick check. So apparently we are getting new footage. It's at after the last episode of Big Brother in Brazil. So whenever that airs this evening.
What time did they say in Brazil? I'm sorry, my phone was blowing up because Punk Waddle decided to send me a message while you were talking. So
it doesn't give a time, but I can definitely check for you. So it will be sometime this evening, I would imagine, after the final episode of their Big Brother airs, and it's on Broadcast TV.
Should we do speculation? Should we list out what we think they're going to show?
Yeah, let's go and let's just roll with that. Let's do some speculation, and we'll get into the other topics that we have when we get into them. But let's speculate a little bit, and you guys vamp for me while I pull up the articles related to Lord of the Rings.
What do I think we're going to see? Probably pretty much what we saw last time, which wasn't a lot, to be honest. I don't think we're going to get that much new. We might be getting a little bit about the new characters that they showed us, and we talked about them last week. But I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular.
Yeah, I wonder if they're because they showed in what was it, the title, because we got the title trailer and then we got the teaser trailer, but the
Mhm.
title trailer, they accompanied it with a video of the behind the scenes footage of here's how we
Woodworking.
made the wood, and yeah, and
Yeah.
here's how we
Yeah.
smolded the metal and all this stuff. So I'm wondering if they might be releasing some behind the scenes of how they made the teaser trailer. That would be my best guess, because like right now they are so afraid of releasing anything else, from in my opinion, because from what we've received already with such backlash, and it was only what, a minute of a teaser trailer. If they start releasing anything else, it's going to be all hell breaking loose. So I think they're probably going to go with behind the scenes footage, maybe.
Nathan, what do you think? Go ahead, Zaxx.
I was going to say, I think that if you have something brilliant to release, you don't do it in Brazil in the quiet. It's not a secret.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's kind of like Marvel releasing their Thor trailer in the middle of the night, and not really letting anyone know about it. It just kind of dropped, and then it was there. So
I'm not sure how much more of a vote of confidence that you can give than not announcing it in the mainstream media, not having a Hollywood Reporter all of the trades saying, hey, guess what? You're finally going to get more of the Rings of Power. And we find out about it this way, because I've been checking entertainment sites to try and stay on top of things. And this is the first time that I've heard about this. Nathan, what's your take? What do you think we're going to get?
Well, it's either going to be some behind the scenes thing like Max was saying, so probably some evil white man and what he did when he was picking up all the shavings from the woodworking, or it's going to be some totally woke, subversive garbage that's going to be kind of just below the lines of completely obvious, but it's going to just inflame everybody else who has any modicum bit of knowledge about Lord of the Rings.
How much do you want to bet we're going to get Payne and McKay sitting in an office wearing their Hobbit feet and showing off their Lord of the Rings props and talking about how they're going to be faithful to Tolkien? Is that really something worth putting out there? I mean, after they called us all names and racists and phobes, what we really want to see is what we want to see: the characters that were present in the Second Age, and we'd also like to see Gladriel be more than War Gladriel. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to definitely have to stay on top of that and figure out when that's going to drop. But as long as we're talking about Lord of the Rings, we did get some really weird stuff. I'm not going to lie about that. And let me see if I can pull up all right, that's right. So this I saw, and this comes to us from Fellowship of the Fans, which has been pretty consistent in their, I would say, giving us good information on the Rings of Power. This came out a few days ago, and this was after Christopher Tolkien stepped down from the Tolkien estate. He had 3 specific requests and rules for the Lord of the Rings. Now, have you guys seen this already?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've seen this.
European Lord did a good video on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a great one. And those of you in chat who haven't seen it, I'm trying to blow it up. But really, what is your interpretation of this? And let's go ahead and start with Purple on this one. What is it you think that Amazon may be violating in here and then saying that they didn't?
Well, reading over these 3 quite short and quite simple request, all of it, I think, is the answer to give. So it says, if a character dies in an event in the Second Age, they have to die. Amazon bypassed this with Celebrimbor due to the time compression, so he is alive while Isildur is. So basically, everything that Tolkien and Christopher Tolkien wanted for his father's work and his father's legacy, Amazon are like, no, thank you. We're not going to take that.
What about you, Max? What's your take on this, if you have one?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is because this is pretty new to me. I didn't get to, unfortunately, I didn't get to see the European lore video, and he puts out some great work. So this is all kind of still fairly new, but the last request from Christopher Tolkien, that definitely resonates, because I know that was something that he originally had an issue with, so it would only make sense that transfers into this new project. But I think that's why they're probably creating all these new characters, because you can't repurpose lines, especially in in appendices where there's probably not as much dialogue and more so just kind of history. So it's easy to relay lines that are, one, not even there or written, and two, said by characters that never existed in the first place. So I'm still thinking that the showrunners and the writers of this are still going to be able to work their way around these rules, no matter what these rules say, unfortunately.
I have to get to this super chat before Zaxx hits me again. He's been kicking me from Canada. This is from our good friend Harley Dave, a good friend of yours too, Zaxx. He gives us 1775, which of course was the year that the United States Marine Corps was created. Hail to you, Harley Dave. He says, I actually have a post-it note stuck on my monitor that says, quote, stop giving away money to nerds on the internet, unquote. I'm willing to overlook this if you are. And we got a hang tight symbol from Harley Dave. Harley Dave, thank you so much. It's always great to see you. I found you by loitering in Max's Monday night show, and you are a cool dude to hang out with. This one is for you. Hail again, Harley Dave. Thank you so much for that super chat, and thanks for everybody. Let's check who's here in the chat. We've got Solus Ashton, of course, Thunder Sensei, T-shirted historian is still hanging with us. We also have James Nicholson. Am I missing anybody, Zaxx, that I should be called? We got Max Mercer, Nerdscape, and we just got another. Lyle, you're on fire. Hail to you, Lyle Hammock.
Nerdporial's here too.
Oh, and Nerdporial. This is a $5 super chat. Thank you, Lyle. Says, apparently Amazon paid millions. Whoa, apparently Amazon paid millions for this slot tonight, so I doubt it is behind the scenes footage. Also, apparently we are getting a interview also. Whoa. Lyle, hit me. You have my email address. If you have any source that you can send to me, I will I'll make it worth your while, and we'll get you something from the merch store, because you are giving me, all of you guys are giving us something that I was not aware of at all. So hail to that. Also, oh my God, Nerdporial Lifeform. You guys, open another window. Go type in Nerdporial Lifeform on YouTube. Nerdporial Lifeform has been doing so much good work. He's got his own voice. He's organically building his channel. He's fun to work with. He just became one of my Wolf brothers. Hail to you, Nerdporial. Solid guy. Does great takes. And we're going to work together in the future sometime on something. Zaxx, I know you've worked with him. Max, you've worked with him. What do you guys think? Am I overblowing how cool Nerdporial Lifeform is?
He's a good dude. I'm going to get his link in the chat right now.
Cool. Yeah, he's even cooler in person. I had the distinct pleasure of meeting him in person before I even met him online. So like, I met him in Vegas, and he was like, "Yeah, I've got a whole channel that I do this stuff with," and I was like, "Really?" And sure enough, I found him, and we started doing live streams. So he's a good dude, and I'll say how to the new Wolf brother and Bear Wolf. So.
Hail to you, brother. And Lyle Hammock, I will check my email, and I don't mean to put you on the spot. It's great to see you. We're glad you're back. And this is all news to me. And I have been so focused on Wheel of Time, I have just not been paying attention. What were you going to say, Zaxx?
I just want to point out that Max has been waiting to howl all day. He's been saving that one.
You're not wrong. I tried to do it at the gym this morning, and I was met with them kicking me out. So I had to do it.
Well, I think the reason they kicked you out is you were naked except for a wolf skin on your head and howling. Maybe it's not the howling. Maybe it's being naked with a wolf skin on your head. But Lyle Hammock, go ahead.
I mean, if I identify as the bear wolf, I'm pretty sure that they have to accept me for my identity. And if I happen to be on the rowing machine chanting and screaming and howling, like, that is who I am. And so they're just a bunch of bigots at my gym. And
I was going to say, you're in California. Doesn't that just happen on the street anyway with people talking to themselves? Why is it a big deal in the gym?
Yeah,
it's
way worse.
Full frontal toxic masculinity.
Let me, Lyle Hammock, I owe you this video. Hail to you, brother. Thanks for that intel.
You should have stayed dead.
Hail to you again. So yeah, we were doing some things in the background, and apparently a lot of this intel that we're getting comes from the most trusted source in entertainment news. It is Grace Randolph. So there's not a lot of detail. So if anybody in purple, thank you for that. There's a lot of information on that one. So we'll see what happens. But let me go ahead and move on
it was
to
CNN Plus.
Yeah, well, oh boy, flip a coin on that one.
I love that story.
At least for the next 3 days, yes.
What about you, Nathan? You're not on Twitter, so have you seen about or heard about this statement that came from the Tolkien, from Christopher Tolkien? I guess, what's your reaction to this?
It's not surprising that everything that's going to be on there, if it hasn't been violated, it will be violated, and it will be told by Amazon as if they got through and got through everything without going back on requests that that Tolkien had made regarding their show, because all the people who will follow this, all the normies will be out there just be like, well, no, they totally did it because, you know, we love them, and so it'll be bought by all them. But for everybody else who can read and keep context in mind, we know it's all BS.
I said this, I don't know, I've said it a lot, and you guys tell me what you think about this, and please amplify or tell me I'm wrong. I think the anger is just getting started with what they're doing to the Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. I know whenever I put out a video related to the Lord of the Rings, or we cover the topic, it's the amount of interest that people have. And it's not people that are members of my channel. It's tons of people from everywhere. They want to know what's going on. And we may have takes that people perceive as negative, but we're not being negative. What we're trying to do is show you this is what's happening. This is what we're concerned about. And I got to tell you, a lot of people, I think, are appreciating that objectivity. And because we do have an information vacuum. We really do. And I don't know. I don't believe that Amazon's has a marketing department for this show that is this inept to not even clue people in that they're going to be dropping something like this that we're all waiting for. Now, what do you guys think about that?
I think you can definitely say they're inept, because look at the super fans.
That was the most tone deaf, just awful. I guess brilliantly too. Yeah, like I can't think of anything worse that we've seen. Because like even when I go back to Star Wars, and we were getting those films, even the actors and actresses were, or even Game of Thrones, like when they were doing those interviews, they were saying like, oh yeah, this is the best season ever type of thing, or you had the actors saying like, they didn't really tell me what my character was going to be. So things were changing all the time. But then you've got these videos that are like the super fans talking about all this random stuff and how great all this stuff is that doesn't even relate to the story. For me, it was very tone deaf. I wonder if that's what we'll see in this Brazil debut, another super fan edit. Yeah. Who knows?
But they also did it in every language in every country and didn't realize people would put that together.
Yeah. And
it was like so heavily produced.
Yeah. And it was cast. Yeah, they were cast super fans who fit an algorithmic racial, gender, sexual identity. That's how they probably put that together. Lyle Hammock adds this. He says, also, there is a very surprisingly large Lord of the Rings fan base in South America. Well, I believe that. I really do. Purple, I guess, what is your take? Do you think that our expectations are too high of Amazon? Do you think that they're playing coy, or do you think that they're just this inept?
Wow. Usually I would say, being a mega company the way that they are, they presumably know how to merchandise and how to promote one of their biggest shows ever that they've spent an enormous amount of money on, but this is Amazon, and given what we've seen of them so far, I think perhaps yes, they are just this inept. I'm really curious as to what they've actually purchased, because as Lyle says, they've spent millions for this time slot. So is this going to be another trailer? Is this going to be an interview? Is this something that's going to be just for Brazil, and then they're going to roll it out for the rest of the world to see? But there is nothing on their official Twitter. There is nothing in the news. I've been searching as you guys have been talking, and it's so strange. There's just nothing, and usually there's just a little trickle of information out there.
Squeak Mouse, hello.
Oh, hey, Squeak Mouse. Let me jump something out. Nathan, what's your take on this? I mean, we've been covering this for a long. What do you think they're doing? Do you think this is incompetence? Do you think they're trying to hide this? What is it that's going on with this lack of information about something we've been clamoring for months now?
Well, it's definitely a response to the fact that they were not well received, and they keep on deleting comments. They keep on deleting downvotes on their trailer. And so they're just trying to keep it as down low as possible while trying to appease the fan base that they know are going to just accept whatever they spoon down their throats. So yes, it's incompetence. And it's to me anyway, it's almost like they're trying to strategically go about keeping everything quiet so that they can try and secretly maintain some made up momentum going into the anniversary of Tolkien's death by killing him even more with the show.
Yeah, there was an interesting thing that came out, and it seems to have disappeared, which why should I be surprised? Amazon and Payne and McKay actually, I found it now. Here we go. And this is a new statement that actually appeared and went public. Give me a second while I jump around and get this set up. But it is a about face from calling us all racists and trolls. And if you don't like it, don't watch it, and all of those other things. And let me find it. Where is it? There it is. So this actually was posted on the Amazon corporate website. And it's funny how I didn't see anybody really in major media running with this kind of about face, but this was just recently posted, and this is from Payne and McKay, quote, Tolkien's work rightfully finds its peers among the strongest voices in all the English canon. Milton in its scope, Wadsworth in its beauty, and Shakespeare in its depth. In approaching his legendarium, we seek to be inspired by the same spirit that inspired him, reverently adapting where possible, respectfully inventing where appropriate, all to bring to life one of the grandest and most pivotal stories in all Middle Earth. What is your guys' snap reaction to that?
Absolute tripe. That's my reaction to that.
Tell him, Purple. Get him.
That is an absolute fallacy. What they've written there. We know exactly what we're going to get, and no amount of backpedaling now is going to change things. We know for a fact they're not going to change anything. There's not going to be any, refilming of any scenes. What they have is what they are going to release, and I think they already know what the backlash from the fans is going to be. And this is just them trying to save a little bit of face, perhaps, or mitigate it, maybe.
Yeah, or placate the investors. I have to get to this super chat. This is from my wolf sister, Squeaky Mouse. She and I were trading pictures of Texas-made bourbon last night on Twitter. So, hail to you. Great to see you. This is for $20. Squeaky, thank you. She says, congrats to the awesomest group ever. Thank y'all so much for the amazing information and insight, and for letting me be part of this fellowship. Well, thank you for wanting to be part of this fellowship, Squeaka. Thank you for making me laugh and being yourself. And it was great working with you. I think it was on Gray's channel a couple of weeks ago. I love this fellowship, and I really appreciate the friendships and the relationships that we're building here. Let me pull something out of the bag of tricks for you. And why did the screen just go crazy? This one's for you.
We have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. There are other forces at work in this world further besides the will of evil.
This is one of those times when it would be good for them to show but don't tell. They're giving us this story and they're showing us the opposite.
Yeah,
Right.
and we lost Nathan. He's having some connectivity issues. He will be back at some point, though. That's why I was quiet. Sorry, guys. Yeah, what's your take on this, Max? I mean, do you buy any of it?
Well, this is really interesting because it reads as if it were written by the HR department. It doesn't read like it was written from someone who's passionate about the work, or it's like you plugged into an AI,
Mhm.
computing system and said, "Hey, how do you appease people? How do you get people to shut up? Let's just kind of put this out there." But when you read into it, I feel like there are some undertones or some things that they don't that speaks louder with some of the things that they don't say, if that makes sense, because really, like in HR, when you write one of these statements, you can say a lot of things, but in between those periods or in between those sentences, it's that old adage of read between the lines. There are things that they don't say that make me go, well, I don't know if that's really um I don't know. I don't know if they're being as genuine as they can be here. I mean,
So
understandably, they're a gigantic corporation that is just trying to appease the 1.5, right, 1.5 million dislikes right now on the trailer. Is that correct? I know at one point it was like 3 million.
yeah, why don't we split the difference and say 2.5? That's probably in
Sure.
reality, but they'll probably keep knocking them
Yeah.
back. Max, you hit on something about how sterile or clinical or calculated this feels. What it
Mm,
reminds me of is the answer that Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant gave, the one who was put in charge of The Acolyte, a Star Wars show for Disney Plus,
mm.
when asked what her favorite Star Wars movie was. And you know what she said? All the Star Wars. She loved all the Star Wars. That's what
Mm.
this answer feels like. Now, Zaxx, am I misrepresenting this?
You mean Leslie Headland?
No.
No.
The statement from Amazon.
Oh, well, it's a BS statement, obviously. They've shown us what they're doing with his works. We know it's not respectful of the work, and they have no intention of being respectful. And if they did, they might have got along the process further while Christopher was still alive, but
Yeah.
they didn't, and he passed, and it was full steam ahead after that. So that tells me all I need to know.
And we've covered it in previous shows, the fact that they got rid of the original art directors, the fact that they let go of John Howe, who, in my opinion, is the superior Tolkien illustrator and cartographer, the best one in the world. I appreciate what Alan Lee does, but I really love what John Howe does. That may be a little harsh, but Nathan, what do you think about this statement? Do you buy it? Do you think there's some sincerity? Are we being unfair?
No, we're not being unfair. It's plain and simple. Even if we hadn't seen what we've seen with the cast or with the previews, anything like that, if we have had no news so far, and this is the statement that we get, we would see the burden of proof clearly does not back them up when the show releases. But we already have all that information anyway. So every single thing that they said in this statement was completely disingenuous and just put out there to see if there's any one of the people who are objecting to this garbage that would be fool enough to say, oh, well, maybe it won't be so bad.
May I ask you guys, and yeah, like you said, it's a fool of a took if someone reads this and goes, you know what, guys, here's the proof. I know that they, it's like, oh, come on. And I think Zaxx was the one who spoke on it a little bit more as well too, when he said it's that tell, don't show. You can talk all you want, but action is what proves, uh, what your intentions are. And when they continually release photos of, stuff that we don't want to see, it just proves that they're either afraid of showing us what they actually have, or that is all they have, and they're trying to push these characters instead of the ones that we know and love. Let me ask you guys this, because I'm rereading this and I'm looking at kind of some of these lines. But what do y'all think about this last line that says, "We're trying to bring to life one of the grandest and most pivotal stories in all of Middle Earth"? Does that sound like it's trying to
Oh, God.
overthrow the Lord of the Rings? Because when I think of the Second Age, I'm thinking, okay, there's a lot of great stuff that happened. If anything, the First Age is the grandest and most pivotal, because we have Iluvatar who creates the world. We have the fall of Numenor. We have, all of these different battles. The Battle of the Ring, or not the Ring. War
Silmarils.
of Yes, of the Silmarils. Thank you. So all these really epic, life changing things. But that's, like I said, that's still First Age stuff. So yeah, what do you guys think about that last statement?
I'm wondering what they actually think they're going to use, because we all know they don't actually have the rights to very much at all, to be honest. So
Yeah.
where do they think they're going to be pulling these stories from,
Yeah.
other than obviously stories that they're going to make up themselves and come and claim that they are in the spirit of Tolkien, and that's where this representation sneaks in. But yeah, we know they only have the rights to the appendices, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Let me get to this super chat. And why I was gone is we actually got more news on what's going to drop in Brazil, but I'm trying to figure out, Purple, how to share it without sharing other things we shouldn't. So let me get to this super chat from Lyle Hammock. Thank you for $20. Says, unfortunately, I think many people will watch Rings of Power, the teaser trailer. It has over 257 million views, behind only Marvel's Endgame and, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home all time. So they will get views, at least at first. Normies will swallow this and not care hail. Max, I'm going to turn right back to you and have you repeat yourself. It's something you said about why it's important to speak up about what's on the screen because people don't read. But let me drop this one. This one is for you.
You should have stayed dead.
Thank you again, Lyle Hammock. You're right. I think a lot of people have watched this trailer. I think that's a lot of views, and I think normies will watch this. And we saw that same phenomenon with the Wheel of Time. We saw a lot of people who didn't even know anything about that world watch it. I don't necessarily agree with the numbers that Amazon put out there, but I have to tell you, a lot of people started coming and looking for channels like mine and other people who were pointing out that this is not the story. And the saving grace of that was that there are now people that are actually reading Robert Jordan's books, and they message me on YouTube and my videos all the time. Why is it important for us to keep talking about this, Max? Why is it important to talk about what we're going to see? Because I think we all presume this is going to be nothing that is even vaguely close to the spirit of Tolkien, let alone the intent and world of Tolkien.
Well, that's a good question, and I think that tends to be the question that every antagonist or every defender of the show. I won't say antagonist, that's the wrong word, but every defender of the show or every defender of a property will continually say to a lot of the loyal fans, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Or if you don't like it, why are you watching it? And for me and for us, our position here on YouTube is to talk about this stuff. So it's kind of, I want to say, our part time job, if you will. Some of us, it's our full time job, is to watch these things and let other people know what's kind of going on. But the other great thing about what this does is speaking out about this stuff is it gives other people a voice. Because when I started seeing comic books go down the same route, because like you said earlier, Salty, Wheel of Time was a proving grounds for Amazon to do what they want to Lord of the Rings. For me, comic books was a proving grounds as to input ESG scores into the stories and see if that would then transfer into the Marvel movies. So that's why we saw a lot of this, Marvel Now stuff in the early 2010, 2011, because then once we started getting the movies, they had already had that proving ground to say, are these characters going to sell? How is this going to, how are the fans going to respond? So, kind of by us talking about this, it gives other people a voice to say, this guy speaks how I would like to speak, but maybe I'm too afraid, or maybe I don't have the confidence, or maybe I don't have the friend group, or maybe I just am, you know, I may have anxiety about this, but how
Yeah.
this person speaks about it gives me hope and gives me faith that there is going to be an adaptation that is well done.
Yeah.
So though for a lot of people we're just kind of trolls, for a whole other generation of people and fans, we can be a voice and a light, hopefully. So that's why I would think so, but there are a lot of other reasons why talking about this stuff I
Yeah.
think is important.
I think that's really well said. Thank you, Max. Now, Nathan, you have children, and some are a little, one is in school, one is in college. Why do you think it's important for us to speak up about this, especially as someone who has children? Now, have your children read Tolkien? Are they fans of the movies? Why is it important for you to raise a stink about this?
Well, it's important because it's just part of good storytelling, proper and proper adaptation. If you're going to show some intellectual honesty, that's an important thing to actually display to your children, to the world, as far as however much contact you have with the world. And I actually within the past year just finished reading The Lord of the Rings to my kids, and and it was just really important to read that because it is such a
Wow.
timeless classic.
Yeah.
And they've got to be, they're going to be getting into school and they're going to be reading a whole bunch of garbage, and they're going to see a whole bunch of garbage online. And if we don't some way present some quality to them, that they can't someday look back and say, you know what, that actually was a lot better than this stuff that I've read, then then you're not giving them another platform to just kind of have a good basis to jump on.
Those are really good takes. And I wasn't even aware that you were reading that with your children. So really, thank you for that. Purple, why is it important that we keep calling this out? I know people will say, well, you're just rage farming. You're just making these content for clicks. And, it's nice to get the views. There's nothing wrong with that. But the other part too is it's cathartic, because if you hold these things in, it will grind you down. And I've covered this talking about the Wheel of Time, where I think part of why they're doing what they're doing is to demoralize us and to get us to give up. And our job is to not do that. But that's my take on it. Purple, why do you think it's important for us to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, this isn't the first time, and this isn't the first franchise or the first thing that people have loved, where others have come in and said that this isn't yours anymore. We're going to take it and we're going to take over. And if you don't like it, then you're free to leave. I, as a fan of many, many things, I am sick of being told that this isn't for you anymore. There was never a time when people were made to feel like they were unwelcome, be it, fantasy novels from Tolkien, video games, comic books, films, whatever it was that you wanted to be a fan of, you were welcome to join. But we don't have that anymore. There is this division that's been sown, and I hate to see, people being pulled apart because of it. And for us to shine a light on it, to talk about it, to say why we love these particular things, I think is incredibly important, and to tell people why we're so angry about them being desecrated as well.
I agree. I think that was, you nailed it. You and Max and Nathan are killing it with why, your reasons. Zaxx, why is it important that we keep talking about this? And then I'll get to the super chat.
I think that it's important that we talk about it, but I think it's important specifically about how we talk about it as a group and our chat, because when we talk about these things, we talk through them, we debate them, we think critically, we explain why we believe what we believe. We're not yelling at our camera. There's not talking points. And so by doing that, people might actually listen to us. And whether they agree with us or not, they might listen. And that's the best thing we can do, is explain things, give our points, explain why we feel the way we feel, and hopefully they can at least accept some of that and come to a middle ground, as opposed to, yelling about it.
That's where it is. That's because it's like communication in any relationship is key, right? You go to any therapist or psychologist or relationship expert, they're always going to say communication as a relationship is extremely important. And even with communicating feelings and thoughts and emotions and debates, communicating why we are so passionate about this is half the battle, because you can have the best talking points possible. You can be the most intelligent person in the room, but if you're screaming at your audience and saying nonsense and getting upset and being frustrated without actually getting to your points, no one will listen to you. So that's you guys all nailed it. And I'm so glad that each one of us has something so interesting to bring to the table about why this stuff needs to be brought up, whether it's cathartic because you don't want to hold it in, whether it's because of lineage and you need to tell people about these stories to your sons and daughters, whether it's or just getting some of this stuff out in the correct manner of how we talk about it. All of it is so important.
Yeah. I know for me, my spidey senses were tingling after Wheel of Time. And I know I go back there, but they keep dragging me back into it. And that really it pissed me off. And I started to be concerned about Lord of the Rings, but I'm like, how could anybody in the right mind want to do that to such a beloved classic? And then I saw what happened with Wheel of Time, and I understood that their entire intention, in my opinion, is to destroy that very thing. And we're getting even more of it with Wheel of Time. The Lord of the Rings, and I've mentioned it in other shows, there are so many people in this chat tonight and on this panel for whom The Lord of the Rings was an important book for many, many reasons. It was escape. It taught us about the heroes. In some cases, for those people who are in chat, it gave them an idea of what a good father figure was, about what a good matronly figure was, about what friendship was, about what it was to be a hero and a good person, and what's moral and what's worth sacrificing for. And it's horrifying to me that they're going to take that away. And I will fight to my last breath to try and make sure that there is something for the next generation that they can hold on to that isn't just mutilated and infiltrated with ideology. Let me get to this super chat from Daniel for $10. Says, I have no charity for the defenders of these woke desecrations. Those who defend wokeifying these stories are the same who laughed at, quote, build your own Twitter, unquote, and now openly admit that they want censorship. I agree. I don't know how else to say it. And we've seen what happens, that once that censorship is lifted and the echo chamber is gone, it is surprising how few people actually hold those promoted opinions. Let me give you something out of the bag of tricks, Daniel. It's always good to see you. This one is for you.
I want to kill you, feel it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. I just
hot damn.
I really wish that was out on Blu-ray or DVD. I'd buy it. I tell you, you know what? And here's what I'm thinking about the Northman, and then I'll get back on topic. But could you imagine you run through all of the Hobbit extended, then you run through all of the Lord of the Rings extended, and then as a palette, just as a little amuse-bouche, you then watch the Northman and start it all over again. Oh, Oh, I think that's a good plan. Hail to you. Hail to you. Oh, geez. Yeah, well, that's a good weekend and a half. Let's be honest with the extended edition. This one comes to us from Al Dan. This is it's great to see you, brothers. For 10 Australian dollars, says, I think it's more than important. It's crucial. We live in this apparent post-truth world now, and my soul requires me to fight that, to lead by example for my kids so they know this is a lie. Aldan, you have a Viking warrior soul. Max, am I overstating that?
No, I think he would he would do just fine in the shield wall.
What's your Purple? What's your reaction to that? What the media would call toxic masculinity and outdated macho masculine stereotypes. What's your reaction to that statement from Aldan?
I would say Aldan sounds like an incredible father, and I applaud him. Absolutely. And kids need strong male role models now more than ever. So thank you, Aldan.
I'm going to kick to you, Nathan, on that one, and then Zaxx. I mean, you're obviously a father. Does this resonate with you as well?
Yeah, absolutely resonates with me. I mean, if I really wanted to white knight for Purple there, I think she should be offended and completely aghast at all that the movie's presenting. But then again, never mind. I think she can speak well enough for herself because she's a good, actual, strong female, and we love that. But yeah, it totally resonates with me. Aldan's absolutely right, and that's the thing. You got to be able to say what is true because we can't own our own truth. There's no such thing as my truth. There's only the truth, and if you can't recognize that and you want to go off with and live your life in the gray area rather than looking at things, individual things in your life as this or that, you're going to be in a life confused and just absolutely angry with it.
Well said. Zaxx, what's your take as a father to Aldan's statement?
Yeah, I agree completely. I think it's important, and it's our job as role models to, help our children know and understand what's true, and more importantly, why something's true, so that when they see truth, they can recognize it for themselves.
Bingo. Critical thinking. The one thing that our American education system doesn't seem to be capable of or interested in doing, which is not teaching what to think, but teaching kids how to think. That is the skill set that they are fighting so hard against, apparently promoting. Aldan, I owe you a video. I'm going to give you one that I think is very topical.
We have to decide what to do with the time that is given to us. There are other forces at work in this world further besides the will of evil.
Hail to you again, Aldan, and can I just extend my appreciation because we need lots of feral wolf cubs. We need feral wolf cubs of both genders to be ready, and that's all I'm going to say. Hail to you. Oh my God, you guys. I am overwhelmed by your generosity. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for these super chats, and thank you for the friendship. This one comes to us from Daniel. This is a $10 super chat. Says honesty. And that popped up. Sorry. Honesty is needed in order to have a discussion between our side wanting to stay true to the source and their side wanting to drastically change things. But they lie. They want to destroy, not adapt. Let's respond to this. The chat, you guys, you're certainly smarter than I am, and I like the points you're bringing up because I think these are worthy of consideration. We are seeing these drastic changes not just in fantasy genre, but also in science fiction, and we're also seeing it. I mean, in romance novels and old movies and remakes, and them changing problematic elements. But what do you think about this? I'm going to start with you, Purple, on this one. Do you think that we can have a dialogue, or that these creators, let's say, would Payne and McKay ever have a conversation with anyone from our side? And by our side, meaning people who respect the source material, would they ever engage with us and find any value in what it is that we're saying?
I think that they would engage with us, but I don't think that whatever we say to them would sink in. The problem is, as you've rightly said, and we've seen it multiple times before, people don't want to create anymore. They want to adapt. They want to take something that is already established, be it a comic book, a film, a game, whatever it is, with a pre-established fan base, and then they want to move in, and then they want to make the changes, and that's where the friction comes from. That's where the pushback from the fans come from, and that's when we start to be called names. If we could find some sort of common ground, that would be amazing. But what we need are more people willing to create, and that is what we do not have at the moment, be it writers or whatever it is. We're not seeing it. That creative spark that people used to have seems to have been diminished.
Max, I know you've brought up several independent comic book creators, and some of them are doing fantastic work. What would you say would be the defining delta? What is the major delta between those people who are creating those stories in their form and what is this corporate entertainment? Basically what Daniel is saying is why all they want to do is change and insert whatever it is. What do you think the difference is between those two types of creatives?
I think that those who write for we'll say for story first, and then their ideology or narrative afterwards, or maybe not at all. I think those that write that way or create that way, they grew up with that same escapism. They grew up with those same stories, or maybe some of their heroes have written those stories that inspired them. And so I think they understand and they know the importance. And I think a lot of them have a selfless type of characteristic to them. They understand that the world is not about me. The world is about giving the fans or giving the audience, the readership, something that they can look to and hope in. We've talked about it before on this podcast before, or on this show before, where Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, both military men, they have sacrificed, they have gone through a lot of hardships. They know the meaning of sacrificial love and giving of themselves for a greater cause, which is a very selfless act.
Yes.
So I think the selfishness comes from creators who then think that they know best, or that their ideology needs to be put into the comic book, because they think that is what readers will enjoy. And so it's unfortunate, but we see both stances. Real quick, I do want to say hello to Punk Waddle. He was in my chat last night, and I totally didn't see him. I didn't say hi, so I want to say hi to Punk Waddle because he is such a huge fan of not only you, Salty, but myself as well. And I felt so bad. I was rewatching it today, and I was like, dude, I didn't even see Punk Waddle. So hello to Punk Waddle. Great to see you.
And hello to your late horror show.
Oh, yeah. Dino, yeah. Were you? Let's please hit me tomorrow. It's been kind of crazy. In case you couldn't tell, we would like to go ahead and bring you on the show and talk about horror and genre and why maybe older movies and these older shows seem to have so much more soul than current year entertainment. But if you have not subscribed to the Late Horror Show, Dino puts out some of the finest content out there. It's timeless, great old radio shows. He also has a movie night. And Max, I know I'm preaching to the choir on that one. You love his stuff as much as I do.
Absolutely, man. I try and listen to it almost every night, really. He had one that had some old Superman stories on there the other night.
Oh, yeah.
The classic, radio show where we first got, for those of you who don't know, where we first were introduced to Truth, Justice, and the American Way was on that radio show. So, but yeah, he's got great content.
I joined his Patreon the other day, and I checked out his Patreon page, and it's unbelievable the content he has on there. Like, it's seriously unbelievable.
Yeah, I joined when we had him on the show, and it is extraordinary. This is a man who puts a lot of time and effort in and cares about his craft. He really does. Who didn't I get on that list? But let's go ahead and let's just move on to this one. We've got Anthony Peterson gives us a $5 super chat, says, I'd rather see a faithful adaptation of Harvard Lampoon's Board of the Rings parody. I think you're probably at least it would probably be a lot more Tolkien than we're going to get from Amazon. Because one thing I haven't seen and heard in any of this, and have you noticed this? No one starts out with talking about Tolkien. No one shows a picture of Tolkien. No one shows the books. No one shows anything like that. There's no reverence. There's none of that in the marketing materials. It's just flash, bang, boom. Here's some third-rate CGI, and here's Galadriel in armor, and here's a bunch of characters that Payne and McKay created, and it's just why, you know? And unfortunately, I think we're intuiting correctly why that's happening.
Yes, if Amazon really cared about Tolkien, really respected the author, they wouldn't be releasing the show on the anniversary of his death. I think is the best way to kind of sum it up.
This one, I actually owe Daniel a video. This one is for you.
I am no man.
Anthony Peterson, that's the thing. I mean, in even those old, those parody movies, they were done with love, and they were never meant to insult, replace, or supplant the old source material. I owe you a video. Thank you so much for the $5, brother. Yeah, again, the Northman, I am not a paid shill for that guy. I'm just saying this is the movie that we said we've wanted. It's a faithful adaptation. It's historically accurate. It is Shakespearean in its scope. And I bet you it's 99% better than anything we're going to get, unfortunately, from Payne and McKay, which I don't know. It just seems kind of crazy to me. Nathan, what is your take on that dialogue? I don't think I got to you, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping all over the place, but what do you think? Is it possible for us to have an open dialogue where these creatives would actually hear us? Or do you think that they would just nod along and do what they're going to do anyway because their intention is not an adaptation, it's something else?
I think it's all just a nod along type of thing. If they actually took the conversation seriously, Amazon would fire them, and their job is too important to them rather than, you know, actually being honest with what they're working with. So yeah, it's a bygone conclusion. They don't care about this side of the argument. They'll just pay you lip service and move on.
Zaxx, I don't think I got to you on that one. Do you think we have passed the point of negotiations a long time ago?
Probably, but it's not. We're not going to win the negotiation with the people we debate with. It's the people in between that we can make a point to, and will still hear us, and they don't have to agree with us 100%. But you know, perhaps they'll take some of our points in and think about them, process them, and come up with their own opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is all we can do.
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of these people who are on this panel tonight, and those of you who have channels in the chat, that's why you do what you do. You want to represent those people who don't have that voice, or don't have the time to start a channel, or don't think that they can. And to me, I also want to get people thinking about why, if they watch something and it doesn't feel right to them, that maybe they come find my video and they have someone tell them, you're not crazy for not understanding why the creatives did, whether it be Wheel of Time or anything else. So yeah, I mean, that's all we can do. But here's the thing, we cannot give up on this. Purple, did you have something?
No, I was just agreeing with you guys.
Oh, okay. Purple, let me get to
I
this.
was just going to say, what you're saying there, Corey, is trying to instigate a Socratic method with everybody who's watching. Don't just watch it just for watching's sake. Actually understand why you enjoy it, why there's quality behind it. If you don't, that's part of what gets me even more enjoyment out of Lord of the Rings, is I can go and watch that, or read that, or go see Northman, and I don't know anything about Viking culture at all, and I went and watched that, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn more about that, but I also know that it's an honest telling, and I dig that a whole lot, and I have my whole life.
Agreed. Let me get to this super chat. Lyle Hammock has been waiting patiently. Lyle, thank you. This is for $5. Says, I do have good news. I was able to find the audiobook of The Children of the Huron, the story of Turin and Turambar, read by Christopher Lee. Have you guys heard this version? This is crazy. Lyle, is that Lyle, if you have that, you have my email. Answer in chat. Did you find that on a cassette? Is this an old CD? Is it streaming somewhere? We would love to tell people how to get that because I would love to get my hands on that thing. Hail to you, Lyle Hammock. Let me give you something out of the bag of tricks. Let's hunt some orc.
We travel light. Let us hunt some orc.
And Max, are you back? Do I need to bring you up? I saw something. You guys vamp for me a second while I check messages in the private chat, if you wouldn't mind.
I am currently back. I'm just finishing up some
cool.
dinner. Yeah.
Oh no, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure your audio was okay because that's all. Sorry, didn't mean to embarrass you. So yes, Man Bear Wolf is having a little nosh. So hail to you.
I have
no.
plenty of food in my
Good.
mouth. So
You didn't have to do that, dude. It's okay.
I was like, how professional do I want to be tonight? But
yeah,
I was hoping he was going to come on camera with like a whole leg of lamb in his hand.
I know.
Yeah.
He's got like a freshly slaughtered ewe slung over his shoulder with blood all over him. Yeah, dude, you don't have to be on camera. I just wanted to make sure your audio was okay. So have your snacks. We'll cover. Don't worry. We got Taker610 with a $5 super chat. Says, in case someone hasn't made this joke, Amazon is actually adapting the work of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hero of 1,000 Races. We love you. Taker610. You're hysterical. The problem is we're laughing, but we're also crying. Because again, and we've covered this in various forms, just like with Wheel of Time, it seems the story is so distantly second or third in their mind, as opposed to let's check every box. Let me give you something out of the bag of tricks. This one's for you, Taker610.
Now for wrath, now for ruin, and the red dawn.
Absolutely agree. We're going to pivot into this. So remember what we were talking about with that thing in Brazil and the trailer? You may want to pay attention to this. So Purple, you've pulled this up. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it? How can I help you on this one?
Yeah, that's fine. What I won't do, obviously, because I've opened a separate tab just to get the translation. But this is the newest thing that I can find. So this is from Prime's video in Brazil, and it's just a very short video that they've released. And I'll give you the translation before I. Actually, shall we play it first so we can show people?
Go ahead.
What it is?
Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just turn it up slightly.
Yep.
There we go.
And I will mute, and let's see what we get.
It doesn't want to play.
I can take it. Okay. Yeah. Let me. Oh boy. Let me see. Yeah, I can do it. Let me. This is part of live streaming. It happens. Technical issues are it's just part and parcel. Let me make sure I don't show all of my private messages. And there we go. So hopefully you're getting, there we go. And we will close this one out and drop it. So there we go. Big screen. Let's go ahead and pull that super chat off, and there we go. So again, like Purple said, this came to us from Amazon Prime Brazil. It came out this morning around 11 a.m. their local time. And I'm not entirely sure if any of this makes any sense, but this is what we got. Now, if that didn't make any sense to you either, you're not alone.
Yes, and For anybody that doesn't speak Portuguese like myself, we did get a translation. So the caption says, "Some endings don't really end, and a new journey is coming." And then on the video it says, "Stay tuned tonight. It's the finals for Big Brother Brazil is today, and everything begins."
So there's a little teaser. In case you couldn't, from all the deep Tolkienian Middle Earth iconography for Amazon's of the Rings of Power, what the hell did I just watch?
It had a little lizard, a little dragon. I guess that could have been, but yes, it's very bizarre.
What did we just watch? I mean, this is the promo, the pre-promo that they put out for the Lord of the Rings. Somebody help me out here. Somebody help me out. I mean, really.
To be fair, I thought that was the trailer that everyone has been that was talking about. So like, I don't know if that means that my expectations are that low, or if that means that I'm not really sure. But
wait a minute.
No,
the Harfoots are a diverse group of iguanas now. Okay, that's really kind of surrealistic.
Who knows?
Yeah, if anybody else in chat has found anything, this whole thing is mystifyingly either they're trolling us or it's just complete incompetence.
Was that a commercial for Nutella? Is that what that was?
I don't get it. We're not screwing with you. This is literally what they're putting together. Lord of the Rings.
It could have been anything.
And
yeah.
And how much did they spend to get this promo out there in Brazil? I mean, this is what you spend your money on.
It's bizarre. So I don't know whether they are just, this is like the teaser for the for whatever they're going to release. I hope this isn't it that they've spent all this money on. But you watch this and you have no idea what the heck it is.
And just to confirm, we did go to this. This is Amazon Prime Brazil. As you can tell, this is for the Rings of Power. This is the official account. This is what they're putting out, talking about Amazon's Lord of the Rings of Power. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And it's had 20,000 views. Yeah. And then we've got, I don't know, Portuguese shows. I don't know what to do with this. I genuinely don't.
Go back up to that banner.
Well, I want to say hello to Resurrection 117.
Hey, brother!
Oh, nice.
But not in a good way.
Let me shout out.
Is apologizing for the clip.
The anus of Potter.
Oh no. Okay. Let me say hey to Resurrection 117. Hail to you, brother. He got one of my. I'm not good at self promotion. If you would like to check out, hold on. I've got an audio issue vent for me.
I think you were going to say something
banners?
about
the... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Nathan. I think you were about to say something about the poster, right?
Yeah, does that say the anus of Potter on the... I mean, if that doesn't say something about what this show's going to be.
I'm pretty sure that's a porno I've seen before. I don't know.
If it isn't, it soon will be. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what blew my mind is how well Amanda Manethrin speaks Portuguese. It was flawless. I didn't hear an accent at all.
I'm telling you, I didn't know. But I mean, but that tells you they've also invented another character by the name of Potter. Potter's anus.
Hashtag the anus of Poda. I love it, chat. You guys are the best.
We are not screwing with you. We are really not. Honestly, it is worse than we think, isn't it? We have running lizards. We have postmodern art. We have a knocked over crystal wine goblet, and that's your Lord of the Rings. I mean, like, do you think maybe they could have had a book, maybe somewhere that had Tolkien on it? I'm really confused. I really am.
You know what I think it is? They saw the Northman and they realized it was such a, arty, sophisticated film. They thought, you know what, we're going to have a little bit of that. But obviously being Amazon, they couldn't get the translation right.
Our chat's killing it.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with him over here because I want to make sure that we get him up there.
Harley Dave has hot take after a hot take all night long.
And you know why? He's a Marine. He has
That's right.
he's got the Marine Corps humor. And that's where it comes from.
It's there.
I keep touching my Bluetooth earbuds, and it activates my music, which has the Northman soundtrack. So I'll be talking to you guys and touch my ear, and I've got ho ha pop up, and then I have to drop out of the screen. So that's why I'm having audio issues, is I've got Viking war chants because I scratched my ear and my earbuds are too sensitive. So yeah, the anus.
Well, and then Max comes back on camera wiping his mouth, you know.
Sorry, guys. I was just as I'm like putting my shirt back on. Oh, sorry, guys. Just give me a second.
Can we refer to the Lord of the Rings Amazon now as the anus of power from now on, please?
Yeah, the anus of power.
I think we have to.
It's only fair. Because it also shows that we're inclusive of other cultures.
Exactly.
Of the Brazilian
diversity inclusion.
Yep.
Exactly. It is their truth.
And anuses. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Real quick, I want to if it's all right, I don't mean to derail the conversation. Just for a second, X11 Bravo Comics is in the chat. Yeah, dude, thank you so much for being here. One of our great comic book YouTube channels. He's been here forever. His cat Buster is going through some issues. As you guys know, if you guys have been on Max's Man Cave, I myself have a cat. So this one hit home, especially because Chris Journo is a huge comic book fan, and his father is actually a veteran as well. He's been on our streams and stuff for our veteran comic book live streams. So yeah, if you guys have a buck, $5, whatever you want, Chris Journo's Comics does have a GoFundMe. And yeah, some of those, man, who knew cats could be so expensive, brother? So like I said, I've got one of my own, so this one hit home. So if you guys do have a spare buck, throw it Chris's way. And thank you, X11 Bravo. You're a huge supporter of comic books and of this fellowship, so I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, if we can drop that link in the chat a couple different times. I'm really sorry to hear that, X11 Bravo Comics. I have a soft spot for animals. I used to do a lot of animal rescue, so please let's go ahead and get that in the chat. While we've been doing the show tonight, we have had the Thad That Shouldn't Be, who is a miracle worker, sending messages. And he says he is watching the Fellowship of the Fans in another browser window. They have a live stream where they are going to react to the new videos in real time. He's trying to put together an OBS record the trailers. So I don't know if you can send that to me at all in the Wolf Brothers and Sisters chat. The Thad, I will keep that playing in the background because I would like to capture that. So all right, there we go. That's in the private chat. So if Zaxx, if you can drop that one, thank you so much. And thank you for bringing that out, Max. You're a solid dude. So please, let's help out our friends, and let's help out our four-footed friends who don't deserve things like that. So I don't know what to do with this trailer. Go ahead, Zaxx.
I just wanted that. I thought this was just brilliant. So this is Kaylee's comment. It's coming up right now.
Yeah.
To lighten the move. Yeah.
Thank you, Kaylee. Exactly.
You guys vamp for me a second. I've got incoming messages related to that video. I'm going to try and work it out. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
Oh, it's bizarre, isn't it? And if this was something that somebody had just kind of found on the internet and they just posted it, I could kind of think, maybe this is something that somebody's done as put together as a fan. But the fact that it's on the official Brazil Amazon page, it's legit, but it doesn't make it any less bizarre.
It really kind of shows that they're inept. I mean, they really are completely inept. They have no idea what they're doing.
I don't know. I just don't remember a lot of shows that I've watched previously having trailers for trailers. Do you guys like? Is there a good example that maybe I'm just not recognizing, or like, because I just like, even for Endgame, when Endgame came out, it wasn't like get ready for the trailer, not get ready for the momentum or the momentous, like, crazy Endgame film coming this fall. It was like, I don't remember a trailer saying get ready for the trailer about the movie, but maybe that's just me.
Yep.
I
Well,
want to
do you
take you guys
remember
back, if
when-
I can, a few years
Yeah.
to 1999, 2000, when there was a couple of movies coming out, a trilogy of them actually, and the first teaser trailer showed you everything you needed to know about Fellowship of the Rings, Two Towers, Return of the King, including release dates, years in advance, called all their shots. We had no questions after what was going to happen in those films, what the approach was going to take, who was who. They gave it all to us in one trailer.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. We can't do that now, I guess.
Well, you could if you're Peter Jackson. You could if you're not. You guys, I think they're deeply afraid of what reaction they're going to get, and they're kind of like hiding it. It's like a kid who broke a picture or broke a priceless vase. That they've blamed it on the dog. And we're going to find out the truth eventually. And I think they are holding off as long as they can. That's my take on it. Let me give you an update on what's going on with the Brazilian drop. So, and again, mad respect to the Thad that shouldn't be. What's going on is there is a Twitter page called I believe it is the Friends of Tolkien or the Friendships of Tolkien. They are holding a live stream where they're essentially talking to themselves, constantly hitting refresh on that Amazon Brazil Twitter page. So I am going to keep hitting refresh myself. If it should pop up, we'll roll with it. If it's Brazil, I'm guessing they're on Eastern time. I think they're probably Eastern time American, which would put them an hour ahead of us, so 10 o'clock at night. So we'll see what we can find. The Thad that shouldn't be keeps blowing up my phone. Brother, the minute that drops, hit me again. So thanks. I don't mean to derail the show, but we are trying to stay on top of this thing, because I'd love to respond to it live. We've got another super chat. This one from Daniel. Hail you, Daniel. This is for $5. Says, J.J. Abrams used a green screen in the desert to recreate the CG desert for Star Wars. We should never be intimidated by these talentless people. It's pretty meta, isn't it?
Cheers to that.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. There's nothing that's because we do see even in Mandalorian, where they have that new screen that moves with the cameras and moves with the characters, and so it's like a projection of the actual landscape, so that they don't have to travel to like these set locations. And this is why Northman is just as badass as it is, because I remember watching an interview with Robert Eggers, and he goes, half the time was struggling to get to these locations because they are not easy to get to. Same thing with Lord of the Rings. They were flying helicopters to Edoras, and it was so windy that half the time they couldn't even be up there, because it would tear down some of the material. But there's nothing like the authentic, real thing. And you get that in Northman, in Lord of the Rings. And it speaks for itself. But yeah, the CGI desert, the only thing I can think of is maybe because that way they'd be able to form it exactly to how they wanted it to be, like through CGI and stuff. Like, oh, let's put this mound a little bit higher of sand than this mound of sand. But that would be my only, I'm not sure.
Well,
And
the
so
other
guys,
thing.
Here's breaking
Go
news
ahead,
on
Sam.
that too. Actually, that's why they keep putting all the shows in deserts, and this is for real. It's because the ground sand is easy to make it look like different sand, but if it's on the grass or pavement, it looks weird because the screen is weird, and the screen is brown in different shades of brown, which is fine. But if it's trees, you'll notice in the Mandalorian episode or the Boba Fett episode with Luke, it's the trees look ridiculous behind them because it's different shades of brown and green and different levels. It's horrible. And so they put every show in the desert for that reason. It's unreal. And every fight scene is in a circle because the shape of the screen is a circle.
Yep. I did a video, God, I think last April with Lucasfilm when they were revealing that technology, and this is after Gina Carano got canceled. And it's just walking in a circle. It's just this like 50-foot circle, and that's it. And you can tell, I think, and I haven't watched any freaking Disney Star Wars other than what I've seen from people's reviews of it or clips on YouTube, but it kind of looks the same. And there's never really a lot of people, you know?
No.
And I mean, now we know why the only planet that exists in Star Wars is Tatooine, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it. I actually owe Daniel a super chat. This one is for you, brother. Hail to you. Silverlocks, he has to go. This is thank you. Silverlock, you have been a supporter of this channel for a long time. It's I'm honored that you spend time with us. Thank you so much. And you help make this channel fun for all of us. This is a 1999 super chat. Says, I have to go, but I wanted to say congratulations again on the 2K. Keep up the good work. Sir, it's people like you and everybody in our chat that inspire us to keep up the good faith, because sometimes it's not easy to watch the things that you love be mercilessly and systematically deconstructed and to try and fight for it. So hail to you. You are very, very welcome. Let me give you something before you head out. Let's hunt some orcs sometime, Silverlock.
We travel light. Let us hunt some orc.
I am very grateful to everyone who's in chat for the friendships, for the friends that I've made off of Mac's live streams and also from Purple's live streams. She has been kind enough to let me come on and make a fool of myself on her show, and I look forward to doing it again. But I've met some really wonderful people that are also in her chats. So I love this corner of the fellowship. You guys are fantastic, and I'm having a great time tonight. Speaking of fantastic people, we have the one, the only, the jolly hating Nico Glock with us tonight. This gives us a $10 super chat. Says, happy day at the mailbox yesterday. That silence was me smiling. Love you, brother, with a heart. Nico Glock, you're welcome. You're very welcome, sir. And I enjoy. You enjoy. Let me go ahead and give you something out of the bag of tricks for that one.
I will kill you, feel it.
Oh, I wish I'd watch that again. I really would. Purple, you brought something up. What do you want to? Do we want to throw it on screen, or do you want to hold on to it?
Yeah, just quickly, since it's I don't know whether it's relevant, but it's something else that has just popped up. So
Perfect.
what we might be getting actually is an interview. So I just found this. It was linked in with the other. So this goes back to the Prime Lord of the Rings, and going to the translation, it says, "You won't believe who's going to sit in that armchair. Stay tuned for tonight's grand finale, because Prime Video Brazil is no joke when it comes to the anus deponder."
Wow.
Interesting.
Oh my goodness. No irony in that scene at all.
Yeah.
It's the casting couch for Amazon, guys.
Yeah. Let me guess, it's the Tolkien expert. Let me guess, it's the Tolkien expert from the University of Glasgow coming to tell us all how the patriarchy needs to be destroyed. That's what I'm guessing.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, very, very curious as to see what's going to drop, whether it's a trailer, whether it's an interview, maybe it's both.
You know, I really, really hope it's Bronwyn, the made-up character by Payne and McKay, to tell us about how important her representing single mothers in Middle-earth and having interracial love affairs with elves are, especially with another character that was also created by Payne and McKay. I really, really hope we get that.
It could be, yeah, it could be one of those things. It's like, where the actor who plays the role, where they're in the interview chair and they go, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm playing the role as this person. Check out this scene where we introduce blah blah blah," and then they play the scene. That could be, because I've seen those before, so maybe that's how this will run. But yeah,
Yeah, so another little tidbit for us, but it's very curious to see what they're going to do.
It's going to
Great
be a
find,
woman.
Purple.
We thank you for that, Purple. It's going to be a woman. We can't have a man come on and be even in this. I bet you it's going to be Gladriel, that Morphid. I forget her last name. Yeah, she's going to be on, or they will have another woman of color come on for a character that is probably entirely made up, and they're going to talk about how great it is that the Harfoots are finally being represented. That's what I really think is going to happen. But let me get to this super chat. This is from Ian Soforth for 10 British pounds. Hail to you. First time I've been up late enough to catch one of these streams. Well, cheers to you, our brother. Missed a lot of them, but love everyone here. So nice. Well, cheers to you. You're hanging with Purple Valkyrie, who said she couldn't stay long, and here we are going on 2 hours. We love having you in the chat, and it's really wonderful. And I mean this because I've seen you around in your comments and so forth. Thank you for being here. So hail to you, brother.
Good morning, Ian. Good to see you.
I am going to give you something out of the bag of tricks. This one is for you, brother.
We have to decide what to do with the time that is given to us. There are other forces at work in this world further besides the will of evil.
So we talked about J.J. Abrams, and that is something that I don't want to say that I wanted to cover it, but we should talk about it. And hail again, Ian, so forth. Speaking of J.J. Abrams and ridiculous decision making, we have an update on the Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman script. Max, have you seen this article? Have you talked about this on other shows before, or are you seeing this raw too?
Yeah, I'm seeing this raw. So honestly, I thought they trashed this whole thing. I didn't think that this was going to be anything that was talked about again. I thought for the time being they were just gonna kind of mention it to see how the fans reacted. But yeah, so this is the first time I'm seeing this.
So this comes to us from Cosmic Book News. The title of it is Ta-Nehisi Coates. Nerfed Superman rumors include parallels to racism. So even this article, this is from Matt McGloin. It was published yesterday in the evening. That's why it's new to a lot of us. I came up with it this morning. So there's a bunch of rumors that have come out from people around J.J. Abrams' Man of Steel, that it will be little of his former Superman self, and that Black Superman, written by Ta-Nehisi Coates, will be an anti-government superhero and a champion of the oppressed with little actual Superman powers.
Yes, and that's exactly what we need from our Superman character, isn't it? Do you remember when Superman used to stand for truth and justice, and he was a character that people would aspire to be because he represented the best qualities in people?
I remember that with Captain America too. Sorry, go ahead, Max. I just wanted to dump that one in there.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, you're right. Captain America has been written that way as well. The big guy looking out for the little guy who can't defend himself or herself. That's what Superman and Captain America have always been. There will be people out there who will argue, well, no, Superman though he saved people, he technically was a political pundit for capitalism, or that they'll put in their own interpretation of who they thought Superman was. But we have to look at the grand majority of people who read Superman or watched Superman or just enjoyed him as a character, and most of them will just say, yeah, he's the guy who saves everyone and anyone, and who will, and I'm talking, and literally this guy can fly to different planets and save different alien races and universes. So like, that's what I mean by anyone. He does not discriminate whatsoever. So to make this thing about race is completely contrarian to who Superman is.
I thought this wasn't coming out.
Well, this is the problem. I'm bouncing around. So this article what it's saying is this is a rumor, but there have been multiple rumors of this from multiple sources. So this is a scooper, but this is a scooper that has been right more times than wrong in the past. So the other part of this, the article says to take it with a grain of salt, but there's another rumor that says Coates' script is not specifically about a black Superman. But because of what's happened with the Warner Brothers Discovery merger, this script may have been done. These are some muddied waters. Now we also have another rumor that the Superman movie is no longer a period piece, but this is kind of all over the place. Here's the thing: we're having this conversation. We know that Ta-Nehisi Coates turned in the script. We know what Ta-Nehisi Coates' politics are. For those of you who don't know who we're referring to, this is someone who, that thing that happened in September 11th, about 10 years ago, called the people that ran inside to save other people, and said that he was, I don't want to misstate him. Do you remember what the exact language was, Max, that he used about the first responders that perished that day?
It was so absurd. I also do not want to misquote it.
Yeah.
It's, in my opinion, when I read it, it was like horrendous, and I tried to get it out of my memory. But if I were to try to even give like a brief description of it, it still wouldn't do it justice. So I would have to actually look up the
I will paraphrase and say that it would appear that he was happy that and those people got what they deserved. Those are my words, but I am not in any way engaging in hyperbole. And I think I'm understating it.
Yes, but you're also not a biologist either, so keep that in mind, Salty.
That's true. I'm not. No. Speaking of people who aren't a biologist, we have Resurrection 117, who is not a biologist, but he is a Taveran. And I want to say, hail to you, brother. He gives us $20, says, congratulations on 2,000. We are going places. Yes, we are. And Resurrection was another one of the channel members that I really loved his takes on the Wheel of Time, on his loving Matt as a character, and we are going to be doing more of those. So hail to you, Resurrection 117. Let's see, what can I give you? Let's do this one. This is for you, brother. So here's what I think is going on with this article. I think he turned in a script. I think he's something to some people. I think that he may have turned that script in, and that we may still have J.J. Abrams in here, and it still may be J.J. Abrams' plan. But given the Discovery merger, I think a lot of things are going to be retooled and redone, especially around the fact that Discovery cleaned house and fired Abrams and his producer wife's feminist choice for Warner Brothers and Sarnoff. Yes, that's right. And Sarnoff was a very good friend of J.J. Abrams and his wife, which may have been why she had so many terrible things to say about the Snyder Cut of the Justice League. But Abrams is also he's also made a woke Constantine and a woke Green Lantern for HBO Max. So I think we just need to sit with this one for a while, but just keep this one in the back pocket as far as I'm concerned. The thing is I think a lot of us would be prone to believe that that's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, you brought up a good point, Salty, because you were saying with this new Discovery merger, the CEO I think he's going to come in here, and just like any football coach would, if you guys follow NFL at all, or even college ball, anytime you get a new head coach, he brings his staff with him.
Oh,
he
yeah.
gets rid of all the old staff, all the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, all your specialty position coaches gone, because that new head coach, it has worked with these specific people. He knows how to communicate with them and trust them. Same thing with business. When you get a new CEO or a new boss or a new merger like this, they're going to clean house with the stuff that they don't necessarily want or they think that they need. So with this guy coming in, I believe, I'm blanking on his name. If Chad, I don't know if you guys remember his name, but I'm thinking he's going to be much more inclined to be like, okay, board meeting. who do we got? What do we got going on with the DC universe? And people are going to say, well, we have the new Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams movie that we're going to try and roll with. And he's just going to go, okay, next, like, because he's going to be a practical businessman who wants money. And so
David
he's going
Zaslav, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
I believe so. That sounds, yeah. And I think that he's going to come in there and be much more practical and go, okay, we did the dark universe with Snyder. Let's just do a 180 and try something totally different and see if that works. We'll do we'll do this brighter golden era type superheroes and see if that works, But though he's not a creative, I think he's going to be able to hire people who are creatives. Who knows? But yeah, the Ta-Nehisi Coates thing, for me, I think it's going to fall short, especially with someone who's much more practical and logical about his business decisions.
What, Max? You're a. Go ahead, Zaxx.
We have a new wolf brother. We have a new wolf brother, Ian Soforth.
Oh my God, you guys, Ian Soforth. Thank you so much for staying up way late for somebody being in the UK. Thank you so much for being a member of this chat, and now thank you for being my wolf brother. If you're on Twitter, look me up, look Zaxx up. We will enter you into the Wolf Brothers and Sisters Twitter page. Hail to you, Zaxx. That you bounced something to me in the private chat. Is that from Lord of the Rings that we're talking about? Okay.
No, that's the quote from Ta-Nehisi Coates about 9/11.
Oh. Yeah, run with it, Zaxx.
I read it and I was like, oof, I'll let you read that.
Yeah, you're Canadian. So yeah, I what I don't want to do is I don't want to put words in Ta-Nehisi Coates' mouth. He's very eloquent and he knows what he's saying and he knows why he's saying it. So Max, why don't you go ahead and share with the chat, with the person who's writing the character of Superman, Truth, Justice, and the American Way, what he felt about that horrible thing that a lot of us still remember very clearly from September 11th, about 10 years ago.
Zaxx, if you want to take this one, brother.
I'll read it. I'm Canadian. It's fine.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They were not human to me, black, white, or whatever. They were menaces of nature. They were the fire, the comet, the storm, which could, with no justification, shatter my body, implying the police and the firefighters would, with no reason, do harm to him. And so they mean nothing to him. They're menaces. That's what he said.
I meant to have Zaxx do it. If I misspoke, Max, I would never put you in that position. So, this is an eloquent person. It's a grown man. He knows what he said. He knows why he said it. And this is the person who has Superman. Let's turn this around and put a little hope into it. We've got to change the leadership at Warner Brothers. We still got JJ in there. We still got Ta-Nehisi Coates. Max, what would be your wish list for Superman? What would be the Superman that you would want to see?
That's a good question. I think Joe had he was in the chat earlier and he was saying he'd love to see more of Superman on kind of these like globe trotting adventure tales where he's like fighting all kinds of different villains that are kind of out there. Like, Superman has fought mummies and werewolves and spiders and stuff like that. And I'm not saying it has to be that crazy because that might not, reach a broader audience. But hey, who knows? We got a talking raccoon and a tree, a couple of years ago, and that worked out great. So I don't know. I think we could do some really fun stuff with Superman because he is limitless. Bring in Mr. Mxyzptlk or Mxyzptlk,
yes.
He is this like dimension altering gnome troll. And like, how much fun is that? And he's, he has a lot of magic. And so that directly, is the opposite of Superman. Superman doesn't do well with magic. So yeah, we even in the last Superman comic by Alan Moore, the one that's called Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, spoilers, Mr. Mxyzptlk is behind all of the life and altering and changing things that were going on in Superman's life. So he's a great character, really wild and out there, and you could have a lot of fun with him. So I think I'd love to see some iteration of that. But yeah, it's going to be a while.
Sorry, we got some serious business here to take care of.
Yeah, we have a lot of serious business. Max,
first
go ahead. Your eloquent monologue. just changed
we have
the complexion of this channel.
It did. We're hopping over here. So the man who I can't read his name properly is here from Wolf Brother, Taverin. That's your cue.
Oh, sorry. It's Doviande Se Tovia Again. Hail to you, brother.
Yeah. And we have new Wolf Brothers. Harley Dave has joined up, and the Late Late Horror Show has joined up. Still Abdul's here in the chat. We're hopping right now.
I just want to say, Dino of the Late Late Show, hail to you, brother. Thank you so much for becoming a Wolf Brother. I 100% am so glad that I joined your Patreon to support you again. Check out Dino in the Late Late Show. And Harley Dave, dude, you are a very cool dude, and I just want to say welcome to the party. I look forward to working with you in the future and talking with you about your fandom, just like I do with all of the Wolf brothers and sisters that want to. This show is not just about what I think or anyone on this panel. It's about putting our voice out there, but also giving you all a chance if you don't have the time or just, you don't have the ability to get your voice out on YouTube. We're here. And we're here to help you in any way that we can. Hail to all of you. Also, hail to Thunder Sensei when 50 gives us a $4.99 super chat. Says the Snyder cut was better than I thought it would be. Main complaint was the desaturation of the colors. To be honest, I miss Christopher Reeve's Superman. Hail to you, Thunder Sensei 150. Purple, I'm going to allow you to respond to that quote and then also tell me what your wish list is if you could see Superman rebooted or restarted or just repicked up with what they had before.
Yes, absolutely. I really enjoyed the Snyder Cut as well. I was very surprised at how good it was for a film that was 4 hours long. I thought it was great, and I really miss Christopher Reeves as well. But we've also got one of the best Superman at the moment in Henry Cavill, and he's being wasted. This is a guy that really looks the part. He is charismatic. He is obviously willing to play the role, and I would love to see, as Max said, a much more light-hearted Superman film like what we've had in the past. Something to bring a little bit of joy. Something not as dark as what we've had at the moment. I think that would be a great kind of I suppose echo to what we have, but with this shake-up with Warner Brothers and with them bringing in new people and forming this committee and bringing in the comics, the animation department, the films, I think we're going to see great things from this. I think going forward they are really going to focus on giving good entertainment. And with the Black Superman, do we know if it was going to be either Calvin Ellis or if it was going to be Val Zod? Do we know anything about where he was going with that?
I don't know for sure. I know that Jordan or Michael B. Jordan, excuse me. I know that he had an interview where he was saying he would love to play either one of those. Because he was talking about the different dimensions and the different Superman. So I think he was one of the people who had brought up, hey, there are other Supermen out there in the different dimensions, and I'd love to play one. I think J.J. Abrams' script, though, was leaning more towards a Black Clark Kent. So, yeah, that's where I think a lot of people were upset. But I could be wrong in that. So if you guys can fact check me in the chat or whatnot. But that's what I remember understanding, and that was the clip that I remember seeing from Michael B. Jordan.
We've actually got confirmation from Sil. He says, was Calvin Ellis at first? Then Coates said, we need a race swap.
Yeah, it is odd because I would even argue that people who love Clark Kent Superman, even they would say like, hey, that's kind of weird, like, because we do have Calvin Ellis and we do have Val Zod, so like let's do a great story about them. We haven't had a movie about them, right? And they have the Superman moniker, or like they have the logo of hope, so they are Kryptonian. They do come from the House of El, but then again, we saw how well that Steel movie did back in the day with Shaq. So who knows?
Oh, who can forget Shaq? has steel. God. Yeah, no, hail to you, Thunder Sensei 150. And I'm going to ask you this question, Nathan. I don't know how much you're into comic books, but everybody knows Superman. You and I are of the same generation. What would you like to see in your Superman? Would you like to see identity politics and racism inserted in allegory into Superman?
Yeah, I also would like to take a rusted spoon and never mind. You know, I'm so tired of all that stuff. I would love to see, though. I thought Purple was right on. We've got Henry Cavill wanting to play this, and he had a decent start off with Man of Steel, and I think that they did his Superman role in Injustice by immediately hopping into Justice League stuff and didn't develop him in that role enough. And I think if you could do that and blend that in with some of the positivity kind of things that Christopher Reeve's Superman had, I think that would be something that comic book fans all around would just be absolutely through the moon for. I'm not a comic book guy myself, but I remember growing up with the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, and I aside from 4, I really enjoyed them. And, I would love to see that. And I would love to see, I would love to see them do that with Henry Cavill as the Superman. It would be great.
Zaxx, what about you or your kids? Would you like to see Superman represent truth, justice in the Canadian way, or what's your thoughts on this?
Well, if it was the Canadian way, he would do nothing most of the time, right? So
he'd just be walking around saying, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean."
That's
to.
right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He could apologize everywhere at the same time.
Yeah. If anything bad was happening on Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, they're on their own, right? Is that what you're saying?
I think so, but if he was Canadian, I think the Winnipeg Jets would win the Stanley Cup finally, right? He's a ringer. Put him in.
Yeah, well, he'd be playing as Clark Kent, right? And then and then who knows? Maybe he just kind of a little flick of the wrist, and
he puts
no one knows any different.
Through the goal, through the stands, through the stadium, and it ends up down in Montana. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like when he went bowling.
The Big Blue Boy Scout's the way to go.
Say that again, Zaxx.
I said I think the Big Blue Boy Scout's the way to go with the character. I think that's what worked for him in the past. I think trying to go super dark with him, I think it has a limited appeal in terms of the length of time that it works for. Like, it's a good shock. It's a ratings bump kind of a thing to do, but I'm enjoying Superman and Lois, or at least season 1, and he's pretty Blue Boy Scouty there.
Yeah. Lyle Hammock. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nate.
Okay. I mean, we've already got our dark superhero with the Batman. He's the one that can take on that dark storyline. Superman's always the balance to that from what I understand in the genre. And I think it's important to have that, so you're not just always just down in the dumps.
And Lyle Hammock kind of nails it. He said, for $2, and hail to you again, Mike Taverin, says, Coates doesn't deserve Superman. It's sickening. Max, please respond to that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people said the same thing when Coates was writing Captain America, because as we all know, Coates was the one who wrote Jordan Peterson as the lobster, dreaded lobster, who says in his book, "Pet a cat, clean your room," things that are just horrible. But it's unfortunate if he does end up writing the script. I will echo the sentiments of this panel and say also that there's a really well done scene with Superman in one of the animated series where he's fighting against, I believe it's Mongol, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but Mongol is obviously a very strong, powerful villain. He is the king or the warmonger of Warworld. And Superman, as he's fighting him, has this great monologue where he says, my whole life, I have to hold back. I have to continually fight people and save people and use only a portion of my strength or my knowledge or my, powers. But with you, Mongol, I can let it all loose. I can let it all go. And I can really unleash my full potential, my full power, because I know that you can take it and I need to defeat you. And we saw that, with him in Doomsday. And so it gave you chills. But the whole series, you saw the Blue Boy Scout. And that's the juxtaposition that we need. We need to see the Blue Boy Scout in all his glory, with his pride, his hope, his joy, his uplifting spirit for others. But when it matters, when the time comes for him to put the gloves on, he's able to do it. And we don't see that juxtaposition in the Snyder cut or in the Snyder universe, unfortunately, because in that universe, he's always got the gloves on and they're always bloody. And so though it can be it's a Batman trope. And like you said, it should be a Batman trope. And Nathan and I think Zaxx was saying there needs to be some sort of juxtaposition. But yeah, so that I would recommend just putting that animated scene into the live action. Beautiful. That's all you'd need. Chef's kiss.
Check out this quote, you guys, from Thunder Sensei 150 says, Superman and Batman are two sides of the same coin. Superman is look up in the sky and he's someone you aspire to become. You want to be like he is. The best of man, he is a Superman. It's true. And Batman is, as you like to call it, Max, that street level hero, the one who gets his hands dirty, the one who's methodical, the one who will fight with bloody knuckles, who doesn't have the superpowers, but instead has the super willpower, the super motivation, the super intellect to get things done. I owe Lyle Hammock a video for the super chat. This one is for you again. Hail to you, Lyle Hammock.
I am no man.
Yeah, there are so many characters, and I know the big channels have said this, why we don't have James Bond being played by, oh God, I just totally spaced on his name.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, thank you. I'm bouncing between screens. Why we don't have Henry Cavill as Superman, I simply do not understand. Well, here's something that'll warm your heart. Not only is J.J. Abrams in charge of Superman and probably behind virtually everything happening in Hollywood, the thing that we have all wanted for since entertainment has ever started, Bad Robot and J.J. Abrams are going to produce a live action Hot Wheels film.
What can I say? I mean, how many Academy Awards can we give this already?
I don't know. Just clear the decks. Just clear the decks. Nobody even else needs to come. Just J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot. They own the Oscars this next year. Yeah.
Isn't that just Fast and Furious? I'm pretty sure that's already been done.
Well, and probably better. Let's be honest about it. But they don't have enough representation. Yes, we are talking about Hot Wheels, those cars that a lot of us has as kids. I don't know who the genius is behind this decision, but as we all know, Hot Wheels is Mattel's 54-year-old brand of toys. They're going to be having an upcoming feature film based on the beloved toy cars, which is described as a high caliber, as a high throttle actioner. Will showcase some of the world's hottest and sleekest cars, monster trucks, and motorcycles. So of course, you're going to go to that bastion of masculine energy, J.J. Abrams, to make your monster truck movie.
Let's go. I finally feel represented, guys. Let's go. Finally, all those Hot Wheels toys that I've kept in my collection, I can finally pull those back out now.
Salty. The chat's going crazy on you right now. They want you to check your other screen. Something's happening, I guess, in Brazil.
Okay, because I just checked. Let me reload.
And let me vamp for a second by saying, if you're a new member, please, I'll put my Twitter handle in the chat. Follow me on Twitter so I can add you to our private group chat. It's pretty great. Purple's there.
You guys cover with me a second. Something is happening, but I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah, no worries, man. I was, Purple. I think you were going to say something.
I just think that this is hilarious. Do you think that this is just another kind of 80s kind of spin-off that they've done with all the other toys that we've had? You know, we've had things like Transformers, we've had G.I. Joe. Do you think Hot Wheels was the next logical thing to go? Since we still haven't had a live-action Masters of the Universe that we've been promised for the past, 12 years, I think it's been in production hell.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wonder if now we're going to see a because we've had phases of, like this past decade, I would argue would be like the superhero film age. And then before that was like historical epics like Braveheart, Gladiator, Lord of the Rings, that whole thing, or fantasy epics. And then before that was like the westerns, like westerns and John
Horror.
Wayne and horror too.
Yep.
That kind of dominated. So I wonder if the toy era is going to be soon. Like you said, Masters of the Universe, Hot Wheels.
You say that, but we've got a Barbie movie coming. So
what about the Cabbage Patch? What about the Cabbage Patch Kids? When are we going to get the Cabbage Patch Kids? What about the Speak and Spells? What about my just
before we go to
Slinky.
the
We need a
big news?
movie. Go ahead.
Can we do the super chat here from Daniel? I'll read it.
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll give you an answer on what's going on.
Daniel for $5 says, putting Ta-Nehisi Coates in charge of Superman is like putting me in charge of the safety of Purple's date. I like that.
Thank you, Daniel.
And I can't play a video, or I would. So maybe
you want
Purple
me
will
to
sing this
reenact
song
the
to
Northman?
stall. Yes.
You want me to...
Yes. Rip your shirts off and run at the camera, please.
That's bonus points. We have
Purple's
another one
icon
here
is starting to sweat now.
from Ian Soforth. He's got one for us too. He says a hot for 5 Great Britain pounds. Is that right? Is that what that is?
That is indeed. Yes. Yeah.
Proper money.
That's real money. Yes.
It is real money. You can buy like three houses in Canada for that.
Yeah. Jeez.
What would you want? What would you want?
A Hot Wheels film will only end up getting derailed after 20 seconds, like the toys.
Hey!
That's a burn. Damn.
Oh, Ian, welcome. You are a welcome member of this Wolf Brother fellowship with burns like that. So I'm going to tell you, if you guys, if somebody knows something that I don't, I am looking at multiple sources for what people were excited about in chat. I cannot find anything. Purple, are you keeping your finger on this pulse too? Because I see nothing.
I am. Yes, I'm keeping an eye. I've got the live stream open. I've got the Twitter feed open as well. But we haven't had an update yet. But as soon as we do, guys, I will definitely let you know.
Yeah, I can tell you, I went back through the video to check. I also keep refreshing the webpage. We don't have anything. If you guys in chat know something, please shout it out in caps and we will follow up on it. But I owe a couple of videos. This one is for Ian Soforth, my new Wolf Brother.
We travel light. That's handsome walk.
And I think I am caught up on that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say there's some questions in the chat about what are we talking about. So do you want to maybe update everybody?
Purple, why don't you take the lead on that while I go ahead and try and cue some other things up, you guys. So what we're talking about loosely is Amazon Prime in Brazil is releasing what appears to be an interview with people from the Rings of Power. Purple, you can take it from there. I'm going to go ahead and keep going on this article.
Yes, absolutely. So we're not entirely sure because they're being very cryptic. We showed a little bit earlier a rather bizarre 15-second video that they put together showing pretty much not a lot at all. And there's a few other cryptic posts that they put up on their official Twitter feeds. So what we think is it's going to be, as Salty said, it's going to be short, probably caption interviews with some of the cast, and probably they'll intersperse with a few scenes of their characters. That's what I imagine it will be. I don't think it's going to be a particularly long thing, but people have said they have spent a lot of money to get this time slot.
Mm-hmm. So we keep checking, and there are multiple other Tolkien fan sites that are having reaction videos that are going on 4 hours and nothing has happened. So the minute we guess something, I'm keeping an eye on Twitter. I'm also trying to run my own show. So you're all right, Matt. You're okay with that. That shouldn't be. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, I think it's quite possible they could be interviewing some of the production crew, like they're probably interviewing the gaffer and like have a little chyron that says that he's Sam Gamgee's dad.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Well, yeah. Let's take a look at this Mattel article. We can close out of this one. It's in Purple. You were right in saying this. This is the same group, Mattel, that made the Barbie movie. I know that's something we were all asking for.
Yes, and this I was talking in the chat. Just I'm sure it was something to do with Margot Robbie that we're getting. I was like, oh dear.
Wait a minute. Remember our jokes about what other stupid toys are they going to make movies about? We were not off. You guys ready for this one? In addition to Hot Wheels and Barbie, Mattel Films' development slate includes feature movies based on American Girl, Barney the Dinosaur, The Magic 8-Ball. Boy, that's going to be a barn burner.
If you own Mattel stock, sell it.
Major Matt Mason, I don't even know that. Masters of the Universe. Boy, I hope they bring Kevin Smith back for that one. Polly Pocket, isn't that a sex toy? Rock'em.
Depends on your age, I guess.
Well, okay, fair enough. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Thomas and Friends, the card game. Can't believe Uno. They're going to make a movie about Uno. Viewmaster, which I'm a huge fan of, but how do you make a movie about Viewmaster? And then, of course, Wishbone the dog.
They're missing out on so much. You could do the Pet Rock. You could do Glowworm. I mean, come on, Glowworm.
Where's Lightbright? Where's the Lightbright representation?
There we go.
Nice. Yeah,
who used to own Teddy Ruxpin? I think we need Teddy Ruxpin back.
Oh, and you can make it a hard R too. You could make it a hard R with adult situations and Teddy Ruxpin.
It could be like that Nick Cage film that we heard, when he's beating the crap out of those animatronics.
I think it was Max. You said this to me, and I think it was in the video I dropped yesterday or today. I think it was yesterday. Hollywood is out of ideas. Who wants to see a movie about Uno, about the Magic 8-Ball? I mean, I could guess I could see the American Girl thing. I mean, I guess, but they're dolls. They don't have stories. It's a long-standing collectible that, and I'm going to use gendered language and support the patriarchy because it's my show. So these were toys that were made for little girls, and they were handed down. Some of them are collector's items, but they were girls, and usually it was around different periods of history in America, and different races, and some of them had disabilities, and some of them like ponies. But it was just this thing. It was a doll, and it was a big deal to be given that as a little girl. Getting a doll, which is who should get dolls, and I don't care, cancel me, but that's who they collected it, and these are heirlooms, and this was a tradition that was passed down. It is not, however, a movie any more than Hot Wheels
and Uno.
Hot Wheels. Uno. All right, movie's over. I won. Yeah, that's like 5 minutes of watching people playing cards.
The Beanie Baby trilogy is coming.
Oh God. You know what? Beanie Babies, that could actually be a pretty interesting documentary, because Beanie Babies were actually like how comic books are, I guess you could say now, because there was like a speculator market about Beanie Babies. There were like reprints of Beanie Babies that were fake and that were being sold as real ones. Like there's some dirt. There's some really deep digging you could go with Beanie Babies, but yeah, this is I mean, they're really, I think someone said in the chat, yeah, they've totally cleaned out the toy box. They are scraping the bottom of the toy box for ideas. There would be creative ways of doing things like this, sure, but who wants to see that? Even if it's the most creative, well-written thing in the world, like no one's asking for that. So I'm not sure where this is coming from.
I mean, a feature film, not something animated that's straight to video, you know. I think it was Stephen Ransom who posted in there that they need to have a Care Bear gender garden, and why not? Let's take a look at the Care Bears and have all of the LGBT plus QIA.
Shots fired at Max.
I know. I haven't.
I'm too young, guys. I'm too young.
I remember that with the Beanie Babies. I remember people buying them in little like plastic collector's boxes for hundreds and hundreds of dollars when I would go into comic book stores. And these were people who didn't look like they had hundreds and hundreds of dollars to throw on a little plastic bean-filled stuffed animal. You know? It's like the tulip mania.
Guys, I have an idea.
Oh, sorry.
Do you want to hear it?
Oh yeah, please.
You do. You definitely do. We're gonna have a premiere for the American Girl toys, the movie, and we're gonna have Chris Hansen as the host.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Just go ahead and have a seat. Go ahead and take a seat for me.
That's right.
And the problem is we'll probably get most of the people left at Disney, and
you're right.
And she'll be in Galadriel armor.
Probably, yeah. Just keep shaking that tree. Yeah.
Man, Joe, I must have really hit a chord with you on these Beanie Babies things, because now he's talking about, I don't know if you guys remember the plastic tag protectors, the hard shell tag protectors on those little ear tags that they'd have on the hearts. So, Joe, are you telling me that not only do you collect comics, but you have a Beanie Baby collection as well? Because if so, we need to see proof. I want a Twitter post of your Beanie Baby collection.
And Puddleton brought it up as well. The one thing that I was thinking of, the couple that divorced, and there's this great photograph of them with this enormous pile of Beanie Babies where they're just kind of divvying them out to see who gets which Beanie Baby.
Oh.
It's insane.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine. It'd be like giving away their children. They'd be so upset.
Yeah. I can imagine the fights over these little stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you say to this? You know, this is just one of those things where, like last week when we had the all-girl lesbian fight club so they could have sex with cheerleaders in high school. It's literally like, are you all brain damaged? Like, what are you doing? Like, you could see something like Hot Wheels. Let's be honest about it. I think everybody's been paying attention to Fast and Furious. It is not my thing. I have never watched one movie, but you can understand they might want to like try and make a B version of that, you know. But to go with all this other stuff, I don't see this working out well. You know what else I don't see working out well? And I may have mentioned it in the past. Doctor Strange 2 box office from the get-go is set to lose $500 million. So based on what I'm calculating, given Marvel's past experience, that would mean they're going to lose $250 million from this movie. That's how it looks to me. And we all know the reasons why for this. You know, the Marvel film has been banned in Saudi Arabia, which also took the L on Twitter due to the LGBTQ issues, and it will not be allowed to be screened in Russia and the Ukraine, possibly China. And again, that is because of it's all America Chavez's fault.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's funny how they bend the knee, then it comes around to bite them in the ass, isn't it?
I just don't understand. I think this is all just marketing hype for the movie once it comes out. I think out of anything that Marvel's doing in Phase 4, and I'm not the only one that said this, I think this is the movie where they could make money.
Mhm.
Do they really need Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, the UAE? Is that really going to affect their bottom line? Maybe minimally, but China's the really big one. I think that's the killer. It's just here we are again. I said that word. I probably just got my stream demonetized. That country that's led by Winnie the Pooh. That country that's led by Winnie the Pooh. It's funny how many people climbed in bed with, changed everything to pander to them, and doesn't seem to have worked out, guys. Does it? Yeah. Here's the box office for Spider-Man Way Home, which had no gay stuff in it, and if you add it all up, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money left on the table there.
Yes, and as you correctly pointed out, what we've had so far in Phase 4 hasn't really lit up the box office. If I remember correctly, The Eternals did very poorly. So did Black Widow, and I have no idea what Shang-Chi did in the end.
Yeah, I'm still just bothered by this. Talk about line skipping. Max, what do you think about? I mean, I know Marvel has been so off the rails, especially in Phase 4, but as someone who, I know you're more of a DC guy, with all the rumors we had about reshoots and all about how over budget this is, I think even if they had one of the greatest openings ever, let's say it was maybe 20 or 30% down from Spider-Man No Way Home, I don't see how they're going to make a lot of money with all of the money they have put into this and reshooting it and reshooting it and reshooting it. Am I just being unfair? Am I being fatalistic there, or what do you think?
No, I think, well, it's tough. At least when I see this, because as of right now, sorry, I'm just trying to kind of collect my words here because I don't really know how to express it well enough. But what I would say is, no matter what Marvel produces, there's still going to be an audience for it, because I still think that the superhero fatigue hasn't really set in with the normie crowd, if you want to call them that, because you're still getting people who are shelling out money for these films. Northman is making, unfortunately, and I keep mentioning this because it's a sad, unfortunate thing. Northman is making 23 million in the box office, which when you compare it to these other films, it's pathetic. And granted, Northman isn't for everyone, but these Marvel films are just, in my opinion, they're not producing what they need to be producing, which are wholly original, creative movies with a path forward. It doesn't look like they're doing that now. It kind of looks like they're just throwing stuff at a board. And I believe even Kevin Feige has said, at this point in time, we're just kind of running with it. And so it's unfortunate to see that when we know their potential. We've seen the best of Marvel. And so I think that's what people are still hoping for. And they're still going, well, I'll watch this one because maybe this one will be better. But in all reality, they're just kind of, I guess, making, I don't want to say excuses, but it's like this golden calf that can't do any wrong. But for me, I mean, and this is hard to say as a superhero fan, I do have superhero fatigue, and it's it's unfortunate. So until we get that large normie crowd to kind of start saying, we deserve better than this, and two, Marvel, we know that you guys can produce something greater, because when you hold other people to a higher standard, they produce a lot better results. And I think that's what we need to do, is because we know that these creators can do great things like they've done in Iron Man 1, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. Like, great films, but they're just kind of phoning it in at this point.
Yeah, Marvel, and this goes to kind of everything we've been talking about. Marvel was well aware of the potential banning of its movies, has MCU producer Victoria Alonso stated in Variety last summer, and they are trying to get the content right, no matter what the cost and how long it takes. You know, that all sounds good on paper, but when the Eternals doesn't make money, when the Legends of Shang-Chi made, I keep making that joke, like $4 and change after everything. I know that they're affiliated with Disney, but Disney isn't exactly hitting it on the park lately, in case you haven't been paying attention. You know, but in the case of Doctor Strange 2, or the Multiverse of Madness, I don't think I've ever seen a film so extensively reshot in my life. You know, in what I saw was they were shooting and editing has late March, and this film is set to come out. Is it May 5th? I don't know when. Oh, hey, Wakazishi's Tea House. Great, hail to you. Also, let me shout out this. I've got someone who's concerned. Oh shoot, we just missed Lore Master. I'm aware that you want to talk about David Eddings. I got busy into the show. When we talk about David Eddings, I absolutely will include you. Don't worry, and I will talk about it in my videos when I put the call out. So hail to you. Let me get to the super chat from Lyle Hammock. You are on fire again, Lyle. $10 says, I was actually looking forward to the Doctor Strange 2. But that one conversation between Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange just killed my anticipation. You know which one. And sorry, I have you waiting for Amazon. Lyle, you don't have to apologize. We're refreshing. We will do what we can. And if we don't cover it tonight, we will cover it later. We just really respect that you are so committed and invested in this channel. We love your fandom, and I really am grateful for your enthusiasm. Let me give you a graphic, but I'm going to kick this one out when we come back to Purple, talking about the Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange conversation. We all know what it is that he's talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
You should have stayed dead.
That was my fault, Purple. So.
My bad.
Please go ahead. That was all me. Purple's awesome. I'm the one who screws up around here. Only me.
No.
Go ahead, Purple.
Hold on.
Well, Zaxx,
stop. Pause. Time out.
Okay.
Yeah, I do all the time, constantly. But Thunder Sensei is owed a video.
Thunder Sensei. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Okay, let me give you a good one from the bag of tricks. Thunder Sensei.
Nick Cage?
This one. Is that what they want? Don't.
I'm saying that.
Oh, no. Just stop. Thunder Sensei, this one's for you, and you can take Zaxx for free.
Now for wrath, now for ruin, and the red gold!
Please, if I ever miss not dropping a video for you, do exactly what Thunder Sensei did. I apologize, Thunder Sensei. It wasn't intentional. We've got a lot of moving parts, and we're also trying to keep some things open in the background. We're tracking. It's not an excuse. It's just an explanation. You are so very... Oh, God. Thanks for dropping this now. Okay, well, can we pretend we didn't see that? Really? Okay, all right. Just give me 1 second. I might have this stored somewhere under lock and key. I almost deleted this. When I was cleaning things out. But because we love Thunder Sensei, and because I really do mean the chat is absolutely fantastic, let's go ahead and give this all of the screen it possibly can get. All right, let's open that up.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
Did you guys see that one okay, or did it hang up?
Saw nothing.
Okay, 1 second. Boy, we're having...
I got an idea. Wait. No, the bees in my eyes, the bees. We're good.
Oh, it was like I was watching it right here. That was good.
We're good.
Someone stab Zaxx. Here we go. This one's for you, Thunder Sensei.
No, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
There it is.
Who did it better?
There we go.
Wait a minute now. Who did it better? Did Zaxx do it better, or did Nick Cage? Who did it better? What do we think, chat? If you think Zaxx did it better than Nick Cage, put an F in the chat. and we'll go from there. If you think Nick Cage did it better, put an N in the chat. We're going to keep track of this, tough guy. You're going to roll out here and pretend this is like America's Got or Canada's Got Talent. We're going to hold you to a high standard. That's all I'm going to say. Let me get back to what we were talking about, Purple, with Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. What are you feeling about this?
Honestly, I really wish they had not included that line that seems to really grate with people, and I can absolutely see why. Anybody who watched WandaVision knows where they took her character, and for her to be, I'm guessing they're going to redeem her, but what she is at the moment is a villain. And I always thought that was a much more interesting take on her, to be the bad guy for a change up against Strange. But we know that this isn't going to be the case because she's a woman, and we can't have female villains anymore.
Well, there's no accountability because she's part of the oppression pyramid, and I have some very disturbing news for those of you who love Nick Cage. I have been paying attention to what the lovely Purple has been saying, but I've also been dismayed to see, I would say, universal F's in the chat for Zaxx has his version of the bees is apparently superior to that of Nick Cage. What a world we live in, but you are chat and you know best. So yeah, we got Alex 11 Bravo saying Nick Cage was missing something. It was probably more cowbell. So we have Woomba Trumpa, who's in the chat. Good guy. It does some great work with Nerdporial Lifeform. He has got 100 subscriptions. Go check out what he's doing. Please think about giving him a sub. He covers some great topics. And one thing we do is all of us on this show are up and coming channels. I just happen to be at 2,000. There are channels that have millions of subs, that have hundreds of thousands of subs. We are all in the same place, all of us. It's just to me, 2K is a pretty big milestone, and the next K I hit, I'm going to feel that same way. And you earn every one of them. Those of you who are creators, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I don't know if we've gotten any updates, Purple, from what's going on, if anything's dropped.
No, nothing's dropped so far. Keeping an eye on the streams, keeping an eye on the Twitter feed. They're just talking about the previous trailer that we've had and kind of breaking it down scene by scene while they're waiting, the same as us.
So I'm going to give you something else because we just got talking about Mattel and bad ideas. Well, it's not just J.J. Abrams. I actually couldn't believe this one, and someone's going to have to tell me what this is. Jason Momoa is set to star in a Minecraft movie for Warner Brothers. It will be directed by the same filmmaker as Napoleon Dynamite. Does this shock, horrify, or amuse you? Because I simply don't understand why you're making a movie about Minecraft with Jason Momoa.
That sounds almost like so weird and out there that it... No, I don't. It's not. That doesn't sound like it's going to work. I was going to say, like, maybe it's so crazy that it might work, but this is like really out there, especially because you have the director of Napoleon Dynamite and then Minecraft, which is like really like a very niche kids game. Like it's very much made for kids, which I mean, plenty of adults play it too, but the 90% I feel like are kids. And then have Jason Momoa, which is like kind of the female heartthrob type. I don't know. That's a weird one.
Well, and this isn't going to be an indie film. This is a major tentpole movie for Warner Brothers. It's going to be a live action Minecraft movie done by filmmaker Jared Hess, and it's going to be based, obviously, on the video game.
Go home, Warner Brothers, you're drunk.
Was this
Seriously,
post
though.
or was this post or pre-Discovery acquisition? Why? I mean, why? Yeah, so Minecraft, which I know nothing about except apparently everybody plays it under a certain age. It came out in 2011, allows players to use blocks to create structures and worlds. Yeah, we called those Legos in the 70s and 80s. I don't see oh God, I'm not going to say it. They have made Lego movies. Do you think it's live action? But it's live action.
But how live action can you be when it's set in a world entirely made out of blocks?
I don't know.
It's just going to be a CGI mess.
Someone help me out here. I simply don't understand. Apparently, Warner has been developing this project for years. Imagine that. With Sean Levy, and it's always Sunny in Philadelphia star Rob McElhenney among those who are tapped project.
Okay, to be fair, Rob McElhenney, I believe is his last name, is hilarious.
Yeah.
And his Always Sunny show is brilliant beyond belief. So that gives me hope, but it's still like, I mean, what can you do with, because it reminds me of, I don't know if you guys remember that old Adam Sandler film called Pixels that was just the
Oh God.
worst thing to
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
introduce itself
Yeah.
to theaters.
Yeah.
It was, because it was like video games and it had like Tetris and it had like Pac-Man and it was just like not
Centipede.
Battlestar. That's the
Yep.
one, yeah.
Yep.
So it had all these like random pixeled video games that were like coming to Earth, and it was just it was awful. But so I'm wondering if like that's what they're trying to go for. I don't know, especially with Minecraft being all pixelated, but.
And this comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter, and what it says is gaming movies have been on a hot streak in recent years with the 20th century launching of the hit franchise of Free Guy last year. Did anybody see that movie? That looks stupid as hell to me. Did anybody see that?
I
did
didn't watch
not.
it, to be honest. No.
I heard it was.
I don't know. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the previews and I was like, this is not my thing. And then, of course, they're referencing that movie Free Guy, but that was a live action thing with a story. Then we've got Paramount finding success with Sonic. So somehow they're trying to say these live action movies where you have a very fast blue hedgehog, and then you have someone like Ryan Reynolds. Well, let's do Minecraft and let's put Aquaman in it. Is this
That's
what the hell is going
That's
on?
a very select group of successful game films. Now let's list off 15 more that failed. We'll start with Super Mario Brothers.
Do you guys remember the day when we used to talk about how they were making Hot Wheels into a live action movie and how great a time that was? I mean,
I remember
those
that.
were the days.
Yeah. It was a gentler, more innocent time. Yes,
it really was.
God, I just remember using my imagination to play with my Hot Wheels cars. And I can tell I've never played Minecraft. I don't know what the allure is of it. I'd rather get a box of Legos and play with those. I just I don't know. I just thought I'd bring this up because there's this litany of what appears to be absolutely irrational decisions and making content that no one wants. I mean, Sonic was a beloved franchise because it had a character with personality.
Mm-hmm.
Free Guy had a hot actor in it. Jason Momoa was a hot actor, but again, this is Minecraft, which, unless I'm missing something, this isn't like Fortnite. Okay, this is just blocks. So I genuinely don't even understand. We've got Wumba Trumpa, and this is somebody who actually is of the let's say the demographic they'd be going for, and he says video game movies can be good if it makes sense. Minecraft makes negative sense.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Sundrop Puddleton says, when is the Stretch Armstrong franchise kicking off? I remember those. I got hit in the head with one of those because, believe it or not, you can stretch those really far and they become a projectile weapon. So
yes.
We used to have great projectile toys. Anyone remember lawn darts? Those are fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. And we lived. I don't remember anybody getting impaled being stupid enough to get hit with a lawn dart. I just don't. I don't know. It's natural selection is finest. Well, yeah,
right.
The other thing too is if you're going to get killed by that, maybe never mind. Yeah, I got one more article. We're going to do a quick take and check on what's going on Amazon Brazil to see if Amazon has released anything horrifying. It's an hour ahead there. That's the thing. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm not entirely sure that this is going to happen. Have you seen anything, Purple?
No updates, yes. And I've gone through several of the connected Twitter feeds and still keeping an eye on that. That was, oh, wait. Hold on. Keep bumping, guys.
Yeah, no, I'll let you know. Go ahead, Max.
Oh, I was just going to say, well, if you guys need to check that out real quick, I have some breaking news.
Do it.
That is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Comic-Con 2022 has already been sold out, and they released tickets a couple hours ago. So,
oh no,
I guess I will not be going to Comic-Con, nor anyone will be going to Comic-Con 22 in San Diego, unless, and what I'm thinking what happened, because they sold out like exponentially quickly, is what they ended up doing is all the people who bought their tickets that were sold out in 2020 when the pandemic hit, they gave them the spot for this year. So now like there's no other tickets being sold essentially for anyone else who wants to go. Now there is some hope in that there may be people who want to sell their tickets because they're like either not interested or they still think that the pandemic is around and they're worried about that. So maybe they'll sell their tickets for $2,000 on the secondary market. Who knows?
Yeah, $5,000 in a kidney. Max, I am, and I say this from the heart. I'm sorry because I really wanted you to go because I know how much it means to you, and for people who love their passions and love going to cons, to be denied as long as we have, especially in a place like California, that just sucks, brother. So I'm sorry, but thank you for telling us.
Yeah,
I have an idea though, Max.
Oh yeah, go for it.
You played center in football, right?
I did, yeah.
And you were in the military, correct?
That is true, yeah.
And you'll let some nerds with tickets stop you from going to Comic-Con?
Hey nerd. Hey fucking nerd, get over here.
Give me your lunch money.
Yeah, exactly.
You cry? You gonna cry? Give me that ticket.
Yeah, maybe I can pick them up by their ankles and shake them like a cartoon, and then their ticket will fall out of their pockets.
You're joking, but you could.
I mean, we never know until we find out first. So if you guys see pictures of me in July at Comic-Con, you'll know what happened. But no, I appreciate
shake them down for their pocket protectors.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, I appreciate you saying that. It's definitely, it's definitely not about me though, because this is a ton of people who are probably really wanting to go to this thing. So So, but for the people who bought them in 2020, hell yeah, they still got their tickets, man. So they are locked and loaded. But we'll make something work. Even if I can't go, maybe we'll do a meetup down there or something one night.
Just get a brick. They got windows. I'm going to get to this super chat. It's a $10 super chat. Comes to us from our good friend and channel member, Wolf Sister, Squeak a Mouse. Gives us $10. Says, one more thank you. You guys really are the best. And we get a green heart and a black heart. Hail to you, Squeaka. Hail to you, Texas girl. She keeps tormenting me by showing all of the different types of top shelf Texas-made bourbon that she has that I have yet to try. We're going to go ahead and Purple Valkyrie has worked miracles. Are you ready to roll with this, Purple? Should we drop it? Does it need a setup?
No, if you want to drop it, I've had a quick run through to see what it is. It looks to be a interview, but I don't think it's available in English yet, from what I can tell. It is in Portuguese.
Is there any closed caption thing that we can put on there, or no?
I'm just having a look, not on the Twitter feed at the moment. No doubt that somebody will put it up, but I'm not seeing it at the moment.
So you're gonna see it here first, unless you were on this Twitter feed. This is from the Amazon's Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. This is what they're giving us after the long drought, after the teaser trailer. I'm going to put it up, and I don't believe we're going to be copy struck on this one because it's a freaking interview. All right, chat, I'm going to drop you out because I want you to have the maximum effect of the screen. We'll bring you back. So let's go ahead and roll with it, Purple.
Absolutely. So the caption says, a powerful force approaches, and on the September 2nd, I hate the way they do that, will be the beginning of an epic journey. Are you ready? So let's see what they've got to show us.
Uma poderosa força que move nossos protagonistas. Uma busca, uma chance de reescrever a própria história, de renascer sem precisar morrer.
Eles ouviram o chamado, cerraram as grades de suas prisões imaginárias, venceram seus medos e saíram para o mundo.
Mas não se engane, não acaba aqui. O lugar seguro está cada vez mais distante. E a linha entre o bem e o mal mais turva.
tolos e pobres de espírito ficam pelo caminho. Os que chegam encontram no fim um novo começo. A redenção. Bem-vindo à nova lenda de Senhor dos Anéis. Os Anéis de Poder.
Existem maravilhas nesse mundo. Eu posso sentir.
That was a different trailer but it had it had quarter second, half second cuts of some things in it.
Yeah, so I'm going to go search to see if we have got a English translation. But yeah, interesting. I mean, I like the way it was set up, but again, it hasn't shown us anything new.
Well, most of that trailer was people walking around a postmodern, like Spanish villa, and then you got somebody who looks like he's out of the Hunger Games and the President Snow at a table, and it's like, what the hell are they doing? I mean, is that some type of Brazilian cultural thing where they're trying to show something? They dropped the teaser trailer, but it's an edited down teaser trailer, and we saw there were bits of what appeared to be Balrog. Now, maybe I'm hallucinating, but there seemed to be a lot of fiery things moving around. Max, I see you intently looking. What did you think? Did you see anything, or am I just doing the wishful thinking thing on this crazy weirdo Amazon Brazil only pseudo trailer drop that we've been waiting for?
Yeah, I was trying to look and see if I could spot anything, but these didn't even look like characters that were going to show up in the show. I'm really intrigued to see what they're reading, though. Like, would they be reading Tolkien? Would they be reading some of the script? Would they be reading just like promotional, like get ready for the next, cool thing? Like, I'm not really sure.
That's what it was. I just jumped on the oh god, what is it? It's a Twitter group. It's the Fellowship of the Fans. They have an English translation, and it is the quest to rewrite the story. Imaginary prisons conquered their fears. It's a lot of generic fantasy language. None of it is about Tolkien. That's essentially what that entire piece of. No, I mean, I'm not kidding. We'll probably get it tomorrow, but oh my god, it says masturbates all the people in the sun along with those who. These translations are not very well. I'm not even kidding. A new beginning, redemption. Welcome to the new single legend of the source of this. Net power has windows on the world, so this is pathetic.
This is as much J.R.R. Tolkien as we are going to get in Amazon Lord of the Rings.
There was nothing. There was no one in that translation said anything about Tolkien. They talked about powerful protagonists, Chant's quest to rewrite the story of. This sounds like they're going to rewrite something.
Yes, they're going to rewrite Tolkien. That's the problem.
Yeah, Fellowship of the Fans is going through it, and I got to tell you, these are some positive cats. And the looks on their faces are like literally on Christmas morning they came down to find out that their entire Christmas tree and all of the presents were taken by the Grinch. I think a lot of us have reached this point with this show where Max, I think you talked about a YouTuber last week who was really being neutral, who after we got those images of Bronwyn and then Theo, and everyone's favorite Theo, not both two non-canon characters, that they're just out. What they gave us in that Brazil trailer was nothing. They gave us literally nothing. And there it is. There's the fire. There's the fire. What do we got there? There it is. Is that a Balrog or is that just a city on fire?
That's a person in the fire. That's from the previous trailer. We've already seen this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the meteor coming to Earth.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hit please.
Of a part of this scene.
If only we could get our own on this world, that would just be end it all.
There's nothing new in this trailer that they dropped in Brazil.
But
Why
hey,
did they spend all of this? Why did they spend all this money? You guys, a legitimate question. Why did they do this? And why does this guy have yellow eyes? What the hell? Is this Sauron? Wait a minute.
No, he's the missing wolf brother from the Wheel of Time series.
No, but why is he wearing a women's jewelry? Not that I'm judging anyone's lifestyles, but what the hell is that? Max, do you see any symbolism into that sapphire that this African-American gentleman is wearing?
I don't believe so, but did I see pointed ears on him though? Or am I high?
Well,
or maybe it's just bad quality.
Did we go full screen on it? Yeah, maybe. But if so, if he has pointed ears, why is he wearing a leather jacket from the 90s? He's got like a green silk jacket. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, okay. Oh well.
But his eyes are yellow though. Look at him. His eyes are yellow like he's some type of supernatural whatever. Is that our Sauron and they're just trolling us?
There's no way. I don't think any of these I don't think any of these people are characters in the film, because why would they be speaking Brazilian, right? Portuguese, sorry, yeah. That's my dumb American mind speaking.
No, I get it, but there's some weird iconography in this. Look, that window looked like the meteor itself. We've got these characters. What if these people in this Brazilian I don't know what the hell you call it, waste of money, are actual characters from the show, and they're just not telling us. Where's the person they were going to interview with the chair? Is that the same chair?
I think that's, it looks like it.
These have got to be people who are characters in the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power, and they're taking them out of character and putting them into this trailer in some meta ultra fail to try and get us excited.
Interesting.
Does that make sense to you? Literally think about it. I think that's what they've done here.
It makes sense.
We've got
what
the
you're
waterfall.
Saying. It makes sense what you're saying. I don't know if it makes sense for them to do that. Well, I guess it could, because then they would be, I guess, saying, "Hey, look at our cast. Look at how, look at how diverse it is. We legitimately have people from Brazil that are representing."
That's got to be what it is. That's got to be what it is. Here's the thing. It was the same thing. You remember that teaser we had before this with the rose and the empty room?
Mm-hmm.
They literally filled those scenes with actors. Now, all of those actors look like they could be in Tolkien's world. They absolutely could. But I think this was some weird meta postmodern thing where they've taken the actors and actresses, which may play semi-moderate roles in the Rings of Power, and they have stuck them in these scenes saying generic fantasy things, and that's the tease we got. That's the reveal we got. That's what I think. If you guys think I'm wrong, you call me out. I really call me out.
Has Brazil gotten their trailer yet? Because I'm assuming they have been able to see the trailer that's on the Amazon UK, Amazon US, Amazon.
Chances are, Brazil is a large enough country where they probably would have gotten their own Brazilian trailer.
So
that was a joke and nobody got it. No, that was a joke. Nobody got it. They got a Brazilian.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
Come on, keep up here. Come on, I'm trying to be funny, you guys.
Sorry, my mind is still just trying to process.
This is what we've done to the story.
I just
purple. You have been a godsend. Finding this, throwing it up, going the back and forth stuff. That's a character in the movie. I guarantee it to you. We don't know who it is. I bet you they're Brazilian though.
Yes, but
they're going for the. Go ahead.
That is the chair from the picture, isn't it? I believe that we saw earlier. It seems to be that leather chair that he's sitting in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw all these scenes before with no one in them, and now here they are. They are filled.
Mm-hmm.
That's an actor. That's a character. That's another character. Not saying anything from Tolkien, just generic fantasy.
Nope, just the book. That's all you're gonna get.
Yep. All of these people, I would say, are Brazilian, and they're actors or actresses in the Rings of Power. There's our reveal. And then we got the guy with the blue sapphire looking like
Yes.
somebody owes him money and they better have it. That's
Why
what it
a
looks like to me.
necklace if you're going to focus on jewelry? Surely they would have used a ring on his finger.
That's what I'm confused about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm confused about. I mean, I oh, wait a minute. What if Payne and McKay are creating another set of lore of their own based on necklaces besides the rings?
Now this
I need to get to these super go ahead. Go. No, you run with this, Max. You guys in chat, if you just popped in, we have seen something that is even stupider, I would say, almost than the teaser trailer. And Amazon spent a lot of money in giving us something that is in no way cute or even artistically redeemable. Max, go ahead.
This could be a stretch, but that could be a Silmaril around his neck. For the like from
yes.
Like I said, I could be totally high, but that could be a Silmaril. We know that, and I'm blanking on his name, but one of the elves creates the Silmarils, and then they are stolen. But they are basically the light. He's taken them from the two trees of Middle Earth before the world of Middle Earth turns into a globe. Everything is flat at that point. So he takes these Silmarils from the trees, and when the trees are destroyed, the only way to recreate them is through the Silmarils. But a lot of them, some of them get lost along the way, and I'm just paraphrasing. This is just the very tip of the first age, so there's much more. But that could be a Silmaril that he has around his neck. That would be the only thing that I could possibly think of, other than just cool jewelry. But
I've
let me get to
found a English translation. So if you get the super chats,
drop it. Yeah. Let me get these super chats. You guys, everybody, if you have not subscribed to Purple Valkyrie, please give her a subscription. She is doing incredible work. This is a $4.99 super chat from our good friend Thunda Sensei. It says this whole farce of the rings is probably a money laundering scheme, a la the producers. They'll make money off the failure. That I will accept any explanation at this point other than they were trying to make a faithful adaptation. Thunda Sensei, this one is for you.
You should have stayed dead.
So that was actually noticeable, discernible, easily understandably Tolkien. What we got from Brazil was some again, we're back to it's a perfume ad. It's a lifestyle choice. I was waiting for somebody to walk out with a bottle of tequila and just, Don Julio, Recipatavo. And it's like, where the hell is Tolkien?
Tolkien has no business being here. You know that, Salty.
You guys, you're seeing it here first, honestly, and I'm doing my best to keep up with the stuff in the chat that we've got going on right here. Let me just make sure what we got, where we're at. Purple, let me know. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. And so this one has an English translation. I am going to... All right, we're going to bring you back, chat, I promise. Let me drop... Let's drop this one. Go ahead.
And just to preface it, this might be a little bit sketchy with the translations because this is brand new, but let's see what the captions say.
All right, I'm going to back chat up. Can you back it up again, Purple? Because it seems to be... Sorry, it's a little dark, but I don't think you can do anything about that. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got it on full screen, so I don't think it will do anything more. Do you want to put the sound on or leave it off?
No, but can you slow it down to 0.75 so we can, because the translations when I saw it on the other channel were flying by. If you can, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Playback speed, let's go 0.75, and that way we'll be able to read. Please, you are a godsend. All right, here we go, guys. So we're getting an English translation of Portuguese, and it's probably going to be somewhat hysterical. God help us all.
Okay, it is a powerful force that moves our protagonists, a quest, a chance to rewrite the story of the Rancisa itself, without having to die, they heard the call. They saw the bars and their imaginary prisons conquered their fears and went out into the world. But don't be fooled. It's a cover here. One safe place is more and more distant, and the line between good and evil
masturbates all people.
That's Amazon. People's son, along with the way of those who arrive, meeting at the end of a new beginning. Redemption, welcome
their Game of Thrones.
To the new single legend of the service, this net power that has wonders in this world. I think then it's translating what she says because she does the voiceover.
Yep.
It masturbates the anus of Poder.
Oh my God.
That's a hell of a thing.
Zaxx, are you back? Do you have any
observations
on? Do you have any observations on this insanity?
Oh yeah, I do. I have a question, and this is my ignorance speaking, but how big is the audience for Lord of the Rings in Brazil? That you're going to make them the focus of your messaging.
Yeah, but you're missing the point of doing the ESG score-driven stakeholder capitalism. You know, the dollars don't matter, the eyeballs don't matter. Virtue signaling to hit those ESG scores, that's all that matters. Now, Brazil is a large populous country with a very diverse culture. I think the answer to this is that they were literally virtue signaling to the entire country of Brazil that we have Brazilian actors in The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. But why show that off first? If you're a giant corporation, go, you know what? We're going to target the Brazilian.
What's wrong with the Brazilians, you bigot? What's your problem?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a good question. It's a really, well, maybe because all of the Western world has collectively laughed at Amazon. I don't know.
What's the Brazilian economy like?
It's got Brazilian.
It's not super strong. So that's what I'm saying.
Fair.
This new trailer is getting hit in the comments on Twitter. Somebody saying this is just marketing with some Brazilian actors. Don't know why this was such a mystery. It's just a release. It's so silly. Once again, they failed.
Yeah, I like that Whoopa Troop. I don't mind Brazilians at all, actually. My wife speaks Portuguese, so I'm with you on that. But yeah,
no, I used to hang out with I used to hang out with a lot of Portuguese when I lived in New England, and great bars to go to. Man, you could see some great fights during football season. Harley Dave nails it. What's really wrong? Harley Dave nails it. What's really wrong with this trailer? Who the hell needs that many candles? Apparently, the Brazilians.
Right.
This is so dumb. This is all so dumb, Max. Give me your impressions on this, dude. Your face looks like somebody just like stole your car and you found it completely like in a chop shop. That's what your face looks like.
There's a great GIF, and well, it's from an episode of I believe Arrested Development. But he like opens the GIF as he opens like the main character opens the box and he just looks at it and he just kind of drops it and he goes, "I don't know what I expected." And that's kind of how I feel with this. Like there was a part of me that was like, maybe it's the Silmarils or maybe these are the actors and then there's the other part of me that's just like, I don't know what I expected.
We got more news. I don't mean to interrupt you, but we got this. All credit goes to the Thad that shouldn't be. I have said it many times and I have meant it every time, but I mean it even more tonight. He says, that word that we saw, which was Resurgence, is a okay. I'm going to try and not have an aneurysm. Resurgence is a Brazilian soap opera. According to someone in the chat, the lead in that soap opera was one of the actors, and these actors were anticipating this new series, so they have nothing to do with the Rings of Power.
That makes sense.
Brazilian soap
is Masturbates a Brazilian soap? And where can I watch it?
I'm flipping you off right now, Amazon. You can go to hell and burn. This is the biggest crock of shit I have ever seen. Who in their right mind would spend money like this? Why are you bringing Brazilian soap opera stars in to have a clipped up mini trailer? Someone explain to me what the hell is going on. Maybe I'm being culturally insensitive.
Do you think we're going to get
understand.
multiple ones from all around the world with different soap actors? You know, like the way they did with these super fans.
Oh God, Purple, you're right.
What's the biggest soap that you guys have in the US at the moment?
Well, Max watches those reality TV shows, so maybe they'll do it during what is it, the 90 Day Fiance or whatever that is. What was that?
Oh no, we're gonna get the Kardashians.
What was the terrible? Yeah. We're gonna have the Kardashians watching the Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
And this is after Big Brother in Brazil, so of course that's what this is.
Max, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please give me your take. It's just I wanted people to get that information.
No, you're good, brother. Yeah, gosh. I'm going to go watch The Northman tonight, so I'll see you guys in just a little bit, because I think that's just going to be a palate cleanser at this point. You know, like...
You bigot! You bigot! If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah.
Let me get to this super chat from Daniel. I mean, you guys in chat, we're trying to keep up, but I think this is them, like you said, Purple. This is round 2 of these super influencers. Well, now all of the TikTok stars that they cast didn't work, so now we're going to be grabbing people from entertainment in different cultures. Daniel says for $2, the next version of the influencer type commercial. Bingo, boom. Mm-hmm. I'm going to Purple, Max. I'm going to let you guys pick. Let me just get this one. Hail to you, Daniel. Max, let's just go hunt some orc. I'm over this.
We travel light. Let us hunt some orc.
Hail to you, Daniel. Go ahead, you guys. Just, I don't have any words, guys. Nathan?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Dude, let me get my sword. Let's go get
the real
sword. We got big orcs down here. We got big orcs down here in Texas. Maybe I'll get my shotgun. You do. I'll get the shotgun. You do the sword.
There we go. Yeah, you can be our Legolas. You can be our long range guy. Yeah, I'm ready to hunt some orc. I'm ready to do anything other than watch a Brazilian Lord of the Rings trailer again. So.
Yeah, I was once again. I gave Amazon way too much credit. I thought, okay, that's kind of creative. It doesn't make sense, but they're doing this meta thing. These have got to be actors that are Brazilian that are in the Lord of the Rings. No, they're people from Brazilian soap operas. Not even using the word Tolkien.
So, guys,
I believe that's the case, though, because that man is not Tom Bombadil.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I guess we can be at peace with knowing that at least these people aren't in the show potentially.
Yeah, this is true. It just doesn't make any sense, but it does track with what we were seeing in the comments underneath the trailer. You know, people saying this is just actors. You know, this is nothing. What are they thinking?
So, guys, I gotta quickly here. Thad that shouldn't be is kind of working his butt off for us right now, and so I'm going to drop his link in the chat for people to go sub to his channel.
Go check him out. And I'm trying to keep up as best as I can. Matt, we got a lot going on here, and you have been absolutely indispensable tonight. Okay, yeah, we got the one with that's it. Let's see, Castle Bravo.
I do agree. Yeah, I agree with Elias over here. If they did do a Brazilian Lord of the Rings, they better have Dan Vasc in it. He better be the 100%. Main head opener. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, there it is. And the Thad that shouldn't be drops it in there. So they didn't learn anything from the influencer video. What they learned was, well, let's go ahead and grab people who are C or B list celebrities to spout gibberish. You know, this really reveals they have absolutely no faith in what they've made.
Yes. Yep. I think the worst part, as you say, it's because they probably could have used the actors from the show, and that would have at least redeemed it for me, you know, to get a glimpse of these people that they're desperately trying to get us to get on board with. But to not even do that, it's just some weird marketing. It just doesn't make any sense.
We've got Grifter23X, hail to you, great to see you, and it disappeared. Essentially what his message was saying was, this is a very, thank you, Zaxx, it's a marketing ploy, I agree, most commonly used in gaming. So that they know World of Warcraft and Call of Duty have used this same pop culture people in putting them in their trailers. So that's the kind of level of thinking that we are getting from Amazon. Now, I'm sure Amazon breaks this out along national lines or along cultural lines. And so like we've talked about, I would anticipate a Korean one, an Indian one, undoubtedly multiple ones within France, Italy, the UK, Germany, just like we all saw. And none of them will show anything more. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say that. You couldn't include 2 seconds more of something that you haven't shown yet out of a series that, you know, you've filmed 8 episodes. You've put this, I mean, it's close to being done and ready to get out there, and you have yet to put out anything significant whatsoever. Nothing about the plot. All you've been doing is showing out your representation, everything else. We don't know what the story's about, and nothing that you're going to be showing in these past few months has given any sense whatsoever of where you're taking this so-called story.
Yeah.
It's because you're bankrupt.
Yeah. We got Doviende say, Tovius again says it's fake diversity. We've got Harley Dave who says what we're all thinking and what we're all so very grateful for. It seems very inclusive. It's not often I'm speechless, you guys. Lyle. You actually made this really interesting because I think I would have hated to have missed this. Lyle Hammock sends us $2. It says, my God, I wish I never alerted you guys to this. Lyle Hammock. Lyle, you have zero to apologize for. I am glad we covered this because this in and of itself tells us that Amazon has learned absolutely nothing at all. How do you guys feel about that? I'm glad we covered this. Please console Lyle and say this was a good thing. I don't think anybody else was covering this in real time. And I think what's important about this experience is that we actually discovered this in real time. We're not repeating anybody else's talking points. We had organic, natural reactions, and Lyle, I owe you for that. So hail, brother.
Yes,
hey,
thank
hold
you,
on.
Lyle.
The real treasure is the people you meet along the way, right? No?
All we are saying is give peace a chance. Hippie.
I figured it's either Hungry Hippos movie to find out Blue's backstory.
At this point, I think I would rather watch the Hungry Hippos movie than this trash. This is dumb. This is dumb. Lyle, I owe you a video. Hold that thought. Lyle, if you don't stop apologizing, I'm going to find where you are and I'm going to make you watch Ghostbusters 2015. Just
oh.
I am no man.
Hail again to Lyle Hammock, Mrs. Hammock, and Little Hammock, and hail to that sexy cat who is finally up. That is a cat of leisure. I want to take you full screen on that one. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's not what I want. You're not a cat. You're he's in Ohio.
He does have whiskers on him, though. That's for sure.
It's true. Oh, look at that cute cat. It's Gideon. Gideon's like,
chunky.
no.
He's a big boy.
Gideon.
Gideon.
All right.
That's a more stirring narrative than we're going to get from Payne and McKay. Just moment with Gideon. Yeah.
He was pawing at the door, so I had to go see who it was, and sure enough, it was him. So he wanted to say hi.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. We can keep beating this thing. Lyle, stop apologizing. You guys in chat are absolutely fantastic. Thanks for hanging through it with here. And, we are going on 3.5 hours. I didn't know what we were going to talk about tonight. And sure enough, I have a bunch of things on the tier sheet that we didn't cover, but I wouldn't have changed this show for anything. I want to say that. Let's give our final thoughts. Just a quick heads up on. Let's just do the Lord of the Rings thing. When do we actually truly anticipate the fact that they're going to do this here in the United States? If they are, who do you think in the United States are going to be the celebrity influencers to pimp the Rings of Power here in the United States? And then, of course, for Purple, who in the UK do we think it's going to be?
Well, knowing the UK, it's probably going to be from one of our soaps. It's probably going to be EastEnders or Coronation Street or something like that, I would imagine.
Wow.
So we expect to see lots of people in pubs talking about, well, not even talking about Lord of the Rings, talking about Amazon.
It's too bad Benny Hill is dead, because I think he'd be the perfect brand representative for Amazon at this point. Zaxx, what about you in Canada? Who do you think they're going to grab in Canada, or do you just think they're going to recycle the American celebrities?
Well, I mean, they're not going to want to come up here, so they'll probably get Celine Dion, because I think she's in Vegas. That's who they'll use for us. But there's some good in the chat. There's some good ones. Kamala Harris. I might use her.
Yeah, we got The Rock. Grifter23X says The Rock. Yeah. We got Wumba Trumpa saying Camilla Harris. Steven Crowder and Alex Jones. That would actually be effective. No, I have my own theories on that. We got Harley Dave saying The Rock, George Clooney, and Barack Obama.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, great. Wayne Gretzky's daughter in a bikini. Max, who do you think they're going to use to shill this thing in the United States?
Sorry, I was trying to get my camera to focus. There we go. Is it? I wanted to make a bad joke, but I don't know if I can say it or not.
Do it. Make a mad joke. Do it, Max.
Guys, this is not my normal humor. I'm just trying to. If it's not funny, if it doesn't land, forget it. I haven't said it. But maybe, I mean, the most popular guy in 2021 was George Floyd. So they could use that. I didn't say it. That was not me. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think that one. I don't think that one. No, I laughed so hard. No, I laughed so hard. I lost one of my Bluetooth earbuds. But I'm rolling with it because I'm a professional. So no, you can tell a joke. That was perfect. Yeah, Daniel says he hears the woke police sirens outside of your door. They're
already here for me. I am in California,
Gavin Newsom's re-education camps. Yeah,
they'll do nothing.
I'd probably you would get to Elon Musk's compound as quickly as possible and just ask him to protect you.
Yeah. Don't stop speeding until you cross that Texas line, brother. We will take you in here in the shelter from the insanity. Nathan, who do you think they're going to go with on this one? Who do you? I mean,
it's got to be like the late night comedians, Stephen Colbert, and some of the other comedians. I mean, it's either I was gonna say the squad from the our legends, but I don't think that they'd go that stupid. But then again, you never know. But I think they'll probably go with Colbert since he's their token Tolkien representative.
Yeah, because he's been so successful at so many things lately. But I think that's what they're going to do. Let me get to this super chat from Daniel. You're on fire, brother, for $5. Says the original Halo trailer was 100% from the first episode. They knew the rest of the show was unsellable. They have nothing new because there is nothing. Wow. I agree with you, but I think that, and I said this And I'm undoubtedly not the only one, but I think the reason why we've only gotten what we've gotten is because we've gotten the best that they have to show us. What if what we've gotten is the closest thing to Tolkien that they have? That's my theory. I'd love to be proved wrong. I really, really would. Daniel, I owe you a video, I believe, speaking of wrath and ruin.
Now for wrath. Now for ruin and the red gourd.
I honestly think they're going to debut this during one of those reality like Rose shows with bachelorettes or bachelors or whatever any of that insanity is. And no disrespect. Well, okay, yeah, a lot of disrespect.
You can, yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do. No, dude, I'm not gonna harsh on you. I get it. I'd hang out with those. I'd hang out and get trashed and talk that too, but I wouldn't maybe publicly talk about it.
No, you guys can trash me all you want because I trash myself. I hate watch it because I hate the fact that I enjoy it a bit.
I love it, dude. I love that sensitive side of you. That's all I'm going to say. I think it's beautiful.
It's garbage. It's garbage entertainment. But hey, it is. I'll say it's more fun to talk with Tugs and X-Ray Girl and Chris Gore about the relationships than actually watching it. So it gets spicy. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, man. They're gonna try and get every audience and they possibly can, and they're gonna kowtow to people who don't give two shits about this. Nope. You know, one of those Rose shows, a TLC network thing, you know, whatever it is, you know, they could do that easily. But
Gordon Ramsay screaming the F word, every other thing, like during one of those chef shows. Lyle Hammock is heading out. He says, peace out. All hope everyone has a great night and God bless you. Lyle, thank you for bringing this video up. It has been fun to wait in anticipation of this. And to me, this video didn't disappoint. This video gave all of us more than we could have ever hoped for. It tipped Amazon's hand and it showed us truly they are more screwed than any of us really thought. So brother, hail to you. Thank you for celebrating the 2K with us tonight. Let's go ahead and wind down. Maybe let's shift into something. You know, this is the segment of the show where I'd like to talk about what are the things that in this crazy mad world that we're grateful for this week. And I'm going to start with Nathan and go from the bottom to the top. Nathan, what are you grateful for that you'd like to share out as far as hope or something that's inspiring or just good news in general?
Well, a couple things. One, I'm not as lost as the people making this Lord of the Rings stuff. So I'm really thankful for that. And I'm really thankful for, even though the movie isn't going to make up its money, really thankful that we got directors and people writing movies out there that have the balls to put out a movie like The Northman, because it was gold on a screen.
Absolutely. And happy anniversary to you and Mrs. Manatharan.
Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And it's your daughter's birthday as well?
Yeah, our anniversary is not really till next month, but since that was coming out that I wanted to see, we figured we'd celebrate a little early.
Hell yeah.
All right,
man.
I take it back. Happy birthday to your daughter, though.
Yeah. No one cares about your anniversary. Happy birthday to your daughter.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I need to care, so.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you're telling me it's your birthday. Like, well, it's my birthday like in 6 months, but yeah, well, just remind me next month, and then I'll wish you an anniversary, liar. MV Penis, the bear wolf.
Oh boy,
what are you thankful for, brother?
Oh, I have to echo Nathan here. I'm so thankful for Northman, specifically just because God, it reached into very few films as of late, and just in general, have reached a very emotional connection with me, where I felt either choked up, or I felt excited, or I felt rage, or like a good story will put you in the shoes of that character and make you feel those same emotions and take you on the ride with him, and while also experiencing things that my ancestors had to experience, really gave me a better outlook of, man, these people were savages and they had to fight every day to survive and to go through backstabbings and slavery and raiding and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So I am very thankful for that film. I'm very thankful that I got to see it in a theater, that I got to see it with my family, and that I got to celebrate something that isn't celebrated all that often, which is masculinity, history, and heritage, and family and stuff. So, and that's what we're here, except for MB Penis in the chat. He can go fuck off, but
I agree. You really can. You really can.
But that's what we're all here for, is, essentially.
He is a dick tonight. No pun intended. Oh my god.
He's been really rubbing it in tonight. So.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, this is MV Penis who says, "I'm thankful for Comic-Con tickets." Boy. I wonder who this dick is. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's a fat ass. I'm telling him that. I mean, he needs to lose some weight. He really needs to, regardless of whether he's playing football or not, he needs to, he needs to drop some lbs, my man.
That was a good take, and Max, I really loved your authenticity, and you could see how much this movie moved you. And I was so happy for you. I really was, to see that kind of passion and just cultural heritage and being proud of where one came from. Because even though we're all maybe, we may all look the same, we are not all the same. We are all individuals, and all of us came from certain cultures that have all very different traditions and backstories. And those things should be celebrated, not just put under a lump title of this color or that color. So that's a really good answer.
There's I'll leave with saying, there's some really hot takes out there. Even Ethan Klein from H3H3, you love him or you hate him. Most people have tended to hate him as of lately, but he'll go around tweet as a white man, he'll go around tweeting stuff like, white people have no heritage, or white people have no history, or white people have no culture, and he doesn't believe that white is a race and stuff like that. I watch the Northman and I go, man, you are fucked. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because if you believe that and you don't look at the massive amount of history that we've had in the past, it's unfortunate. So I'm definitely thankful for our history, for our heritage, for our family, for our camaraderie, all that good stuff. And it's all in the film. So no matter how savage it can be.
Hail to you for that answer. And I am 15% Scandinavian, so there's like 1/8 of me that would totally ride dirty with you. So let's go, Zaxx. Let's go. What are you grateful for besides there's no snow and it's not flooding like it was last week?
It's flooding right now still. But anyway, I'm thankful for the Northman, because what was cool about that is taking my son, who's 17, to go see it, and he's half Norwegian. His mom's Norwegian, and so he was excited about that, and he chose to go see it with me instead of his friends. So the same night.
Hey, that is pretty cool. I love that.
Yeah,
man. That's awesome.
So that was cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's got his priorities straight, especially, with those that father and son scene as they're both howling and yelling at each other. So cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid for the tickets, so I mean that probably didn't hurt, but yeah.
Actually,
I'll still take it.
All right, yeah. Never mind. No, I'm kidding.
And they were right next to each
Way
other.
to ruin a good story, Zach. Way to ruin a good story. Purple Valkyrie, what do you have gratitude for this week?
I, as always, am grateful for you guys. I am grateful for the chat. You guys keep me sane. You keep a smile on my face. So thank you. Seriously, I I really appreciate each and every one of you. I would agree with the rest of the panel, but The Northman, it's the film that we wanted and it delivered. I am very sad that it hasn't done the numbers that it needed to do, but I think it will in time become a cult classic. I think it's going to be one of these films that people put up on a pedestal and say that this is fantastic cinema. If you want to make a historical epic with a fantastic cast and a brilliant story with music that really moves you, this is your go-to film.
Absolutely. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for knowing my past. And Max, when he did his show last night, he talked about how proud he was of his Swedish heritage, and I'm proud of mine. I'm proud to have had the grandparents and great grandparents that came to this country with nothing and made something happen, and made it so that I could be here. And they fought in multiple world wars, and they believed in the concepts of freedom, self-determination, and other things like that. And there have been a lot of really not great things happening to us in the last couple of years, but my God, a lot of people worked really hard to make sure that we could have a good place. And I don't know, maybe it's time for us to make sure that those things never happen again. But I really also like The Northman. I was so moved during that experience. It has been maybe a decade since I've been moved by a film and by something that was, to me, I agree with Purple, Max, Zaxx, and Nathan, and not in an echo chamber. That was a rare treat. It was a rare, beautiful thing. And I don't know if we will ever see its like again. Maybe we will. But if you haven't seen The Northman, I highly recommend that you go see it. So let's do this. Let's go back around the horn. Nathan, just real briefly, what do you got going on? What's your latest Vizio? And then we'll move on and we will let people get on with their evenings.
Oh, well, my latest video was talking about new characters from Wheel of Time that we did a live about as well the other day. And just kind of paying attention to what's going on with all the Wheel of Time news, and now the fake trailers for Lord of the Rings that we're getting with the Anus of Power. Wondering what kind of videos I may be able to spin off of that. So, yeah. And also, congratulations on 2K, brother.
Yeah. Oh God, thank you. You and I worked together on some of my first live streams. Things were pretty rough around here. Not like it's professional now, but thanks for believing in it. Thanks for sticking with it and working with me.
It's a blast.
MVPness, what do you got going on, brother? Where are you going to be the rest of this week?
So Thursday, I think Nerdporial will be having a stream where we're just going to be gushing over the Northman again. So of course I said yes. So Thursday night, Nerdporial, I'll verify the time with you guys and see you all there. Other than that, I'm looking to do a fan mail unboxing opening video. I got sent a huge care package, and so I'm going to see what is inside that. Thank you to X11 Bravo, who's been in the chat all night. So I'll be doing that soon, and then I'll also be doing a review of a Punisher comic that will be coming out tomorrow. Not looking good, boys. Not looking good. So unfortunately, I will have to do a review of that, of course, because that's the nature of things. And yeah, once again, congrats on 2K, dude. That is so rad. Purple is gonna hit it this week, if not next week, and then we're gonna have another stream for her. So it's just gonna be
celebration. Yes, we are.
Celebration. Yeah, huge shout out to Nathan, who's above me right now as well, because if you guys watch Max's Man Cave from last night, he was like, I would try and say something and he would comment and I would just be like, okay, I'm going to shut up and just let him run his game from this point. Nathan was like expressing things about the movie that I couldn't in some of my own words. So I appreciate you for doing that in the chat. That was super fun. But yeah, so I'll be kind of all over the place this week, but once again, congrats on 2K and thanks for having me tonight, man.
Thank you, Max. As ever, I am incredibly grateful for your friendship and for you for getting to work with you and making this really awesome content. And also for modding on your Monday nights and making inappropriate GIFs that I can post on social media.
Absolutely.
I did one today of him wearing a box of crayons and eating crayons. It was a thing of beauty. Zaxx, what do you got going on, brother?
Doing some reviews for Outer Range, hanging out with you here. And I think I might do a video about Wheel of Time tonight, maybe even still, about the announcements with the casting and some of the changes with the LGBTQ focus on the story next year. And yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to canoe to England to go see Purple, but there's an issue with that.
You could do it. You could do it. She's worth it. She's worth that trip, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Just get a bunch of Tim Hortons to be fine. It'll be fine.
That's right.
Nothing to worry about.
Get some Timbits too. I'll be good.
Yeah, buddy. Purple Valkyrie. Why are you still working with this group of lunatic boys?
Because you make me smile every time.
What do you got going on this week, Purple?
Coming up tomorrow, I've got my usual 10 a.m. Central live stream. We're going to be talking top 5 favorite comics, so that's going to be interesting. I'm going to be joined by MB Geek, so looking forward to that. Thursday, I will be joining Sil Abdul on his channel, and we've got the next review for Moon Knight coming out. Wednesday night is what I almost forgot. I'm joining Latino Slant to talk about the Northman. So looking forward to that. And I've also got a video that's about to come out, a very short review about the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which I saw on Sunday, which was actually a great film.
Cool. You are a busy woman doing magnificent things, and you always make time for this show. And you also sometimes invite me to catch bullets for you and in your show. And I am really honored to get to work with you. You are one of the most talented creators on this platform, and it's only going to be a matter of moments before you are at 2K yourself. So hail to you.
Thank
Purple
you.
Valkyrie.
And congratulations. We are very, very proud of you. All of you. Everybody is doing incredibly well.
Even Zaxx. It's true.
Even me.
Everybody in chat, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for enjoying the madness. Thank you for helping me celebrate 2K. And what were you going to say, Zaxx?
I was going to say, I want to make sure people in the chat know that how much we appreciate you guys, and that Salty works his ass off. I've said that a lot, and I'm not only kissing up, but he puts so much work into these, and then the clips he puts out every week or every day throughout the week. And it's like, it's incredible. So we appreciate how much you guys participate with us, and it feeds back to him, and it's become a great fellowship, really.
I agree. And that's the reason why I put the work in. That's the reason why I try and make something different and make it pop and make it be worth your watch, and not just, what everybody else is doing. So, but again, you guys in chat, in the comments section, the thumbs up, the likes, you're the reason why I'm at 2K. They really are. And I just want to say thank you for spending a crazy Tuesday night with us, for watching what is probably one of the worst marketing disasters since the influencer videos, and for making us laugh.
Yes.
I know. Yeah. They keep setting new bars. I mean, they really do. And thank you for entirely derailing the agenda I put together, because you guys, as ever, are so much fun, and I'd rather just party with you rock stars than read off bland articles. You all, please have a very happy, fun rest of the week. I am going to go ahead and play us out. I will be on Nerdporial's channel on Thursday. I have so many things going right now, I don't even remember, and that's not big timing. I genuinely don't remember. But I'll post it in my comments section, because I was just glad that we were able to get through tonight without my restream acting up. So everybody, thank you. Have a great week. Take care. We will talk soon. As ever, this is Salty Texas C. I am Corey DB. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you've seen and heard, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you on board. That way you know when we have things like live streams, which we are going to be doing every Tuesday evening. Take care. I hope you're having a great 2022.